We're live. Trust me, never a second late. Hiya guys, Flat Earth British, Martin Leitker speaking. Welcome all, 100 odd of you waiting, 120 odd of you waiting. Let's just check everything's in order. I haven't actually come up on my device. Good to see you all, guys. It's been a busy week on Flat Earth British. This week we must have shared thousands of images. Nice. Oh, comms are good. Thousands of images and just thousands of thoughts. And I think, you know, probably the best mud flood evidence I've personally presented on my last post concerning Siberia and such. Now, I think that was quite groundbreaking myself. I think it's been a really exciting week on Flat Earth British. So the traditional Flat Earth British think tank, flat thumbs to all to start with. Make sure you do that if you're sat in the room now, because it makes you feel like magical. Get this magical fuzzy feeling inside. It's called Flat Earth Britishness. Yeah, I know, it's awesome, isn't it? It's like love, only better. It's like bigger love. Anyway, let's welcome you all to chat. Let's have a look who's here. Okay, guys. Now, history in reversal. Now, I've got all the documents somebody sent me. A jackage, I think it was. Natural History magazine. And under review of this magazine and a read of it, and some of the suggestions in it, it talks about catastrophic events related to animal behaviors, geomagnetic anomalies, and a lot of volcanism, volcanoes. And some of the clues in this book point towards the direction of some sort of geomagnetic anomaly. Okay, aurora borealis spotted on really low southern latitudes. So at the end of this articles in this magazine, the guy, or one of the people who are writing it, does suggest in this that although he uses geomagnetic polar shift, I'm a flat earther, however, and I've already presented the Four Angels model. Okay, so what we think on Flat Earth British is Mount Meru. Okay, Mount Meru is the magnetic center, if you like. Okay, the North Pole and the South Pole is not like, you know, at the bottom of the pole. It's actually 12 kilometers, possibly, below Mount Meru. So Mount Meru is a magnet, north and south opposing polarities. Okay, now the nature of magnets, etc., and the structure of this place, okay, would suggest that you would have a lessening flip, okay, which could prove catastrophic, okay, with tides, etc., or a full reversal. Well, what would that entail? Would that mean that if you're on a flat plane, that it would go that way? Or if you were actually capsized and the wrong way in the first place, would that mean you would be up the right way? Would it be some sort of snap? Some sort of snap is what I feel. So the evidence I will talk about in a minute. So anyway, good to see you, Lee, Flat Earth British. Good to see all my friends and spars in the chat. The gang is in for an epic Friday night. There's already 300 of you here. Make sure to share this out, guys, please. Okay. Now, as I said, it's been a really busy week on Flat Earth British. Yesterday, done a little Skype hangout thing with UAP and Campbell, who is Autodidactic channel. I guess that's going to be probably a later time. I didn't actually record it, but I'll grab it off UAP later in the week, or whenever it's put up on UAP's channel. So we'll all take a look at that. Okay, so we are a bit short on channels, you see. I would have usually cranked up on Flat Earth British Think Tank channel when I've been so busy with the other channels, because like it's just been like whoa all week on Flat Earth British. So let's have a look at a few of you. Let's see who's here. So we've got the gang in. We got Bushwhacking Tatarian Berserker Bear. Good to see you, my brother. Content maker in the fields of Tataria. If you don't know, very good too. Flat Earth British, who put a post out yesterday saying basically pre-flatterday post. So I had no choice, you know, even if, you know, hell or high water, I would have had post whatever. Okay, so anyway, he puts you on the spot. pre-Flatterday post. So we got Glenn, who is sketches. We got Michael De Silva. Hi, Michael. George is in. Ralph is in. CJM. Hiya, good to see you. Hiya, Sean. Hiya, Annette. Hiya, Avidas. Good to see my brother. George is here too. Whoa, hippie shaker his trees. Oh, thanks, sweetness. You are so kind. People are really, really kind to me. I don't know why, because I'm a pain in the ass. If only you knew. Anyway, Music Manager. Yes, bro. Loving the rims. Fuck yeah, bruv. Spuds. That's my brother from Cardiff. That here's with Will, who is Music Man in the chat. Squatters, wrong. Squatting. Remember the good old days of squatting. What happened to this place, eh? And Mel, who is Jazz Soldier 1. And Lee and Dave Mack. And Mr. Brees and Carol Butley and Leroy, Leroy, who's over in Philly. And I know all of you where you live. A lot of you anyway. Love in the midst. Good to see you back again. It's nice when you're here. Mac, safe bruv. Mac Beaver. Stay out, stay active. Good to see you, my brother. Peach Cakes, who's been here quite a while. Jason, excuse me. Jammer Baker's here. Ninja, yeah. Rocker's here. Good to see you, Rocker. Happy Flatterday, Flat Thumbs, Rocker. Nice one, bruv. Oh no, Get Go, and Megan and Sonia Testament, who Campbell mentioned yesterday, just to hang out with him. So that was bloody epic. Ben Andre's here. Good to see you. Matthew Davis, Burda, Matthew, my Welsh brother. Bit late in the day for putting on Daz, but I've been looking at images of Cardiff today as well. Cardiff's got brilliant history. I will post about that in the future. Anyway. John Trotter's here, and Cynthia Wood is here, and Ditzy females. What is with that? And Starcatcher, JD, Fally Blue, and Good Penny's here too as well. Good to see you back, Good Penny. And Benjamin, and Joanne, and Dolphin, and so many of you. Oh my days. And Jilly's here as well, Jilly Proof. Thanks, Jilly, lovely. Sort me out. Sort my poor Brian, you know. Have you gone stir crazy? Yeah. No. But if you're new to Flat Earth British, we got a certain way of doing things in Flat Earth British. We are really veteran, not give a fuckers on Flat Earth British. We don't do bullshittery. We don't do maskage or any insane things like doing anything what we're told to do. It's brilliant. We are all critical thinking, good people on Flat Earth British. We don't get 1% of Flat Earth British Think Tank is maybe sometimes not that nice, but eventually they all come round. It's absolutely epic. Everyone gets like a wash with the Flat Earth Britishness love thing going on that we got going on. Yeah. So anyway, there'll be loads to present. Everything you see today will be all brand new. Obviously, we're going to look into floats. Now, you know about floats, don't you? You've all been to, the festivals, I think, is part of this Phoenician paradigm. And carnivals, 100% is, because if you look at what carnival is, it's a pisshead for Hollywood stars, isn't it? So the carnivals, when you go to carnivals, street carnivals, etc., they have things called floats. So they are pretending ships, usually on the back of a lorry bed, and really dangerous when you're a child. If you fall off, you're okay on the back of a float, and everyone dresses up in like whatever country or whatever musical taste or what have you. So this is sort of message. This is like they're showing you the way things arrive with the Roman, and each style. And I think there's a message in them all. We're going to look at a few of them. What else have we got here today? We're going to think about volcanicity as well. Now, there's a few big clues. Let me just take them off because I can't see properly. Big clueage in these books I'm going to show you now. The first one is this Naturalistic History magazine, and the second one book I'm going to give you to start this post is about Krakatoa, which was another event that happened in 1888, which basically changed the climate of this realm for a short while and altered the seasons. Now, I'm going to tell you what this first book actually says, because I'm not going to read it off, because basically my brain is just not right. I'm a bit foggy, and my dreams are at my ass. I don't know what's going on with my dreams, guys. They are all over the place at the moment. They are really confusing to me at the moment. It's like something is stopping me getting the answer. You know, it's just there, guys. It's just fucking there. Yeah. And I keep getting like just obstruction. Yeah. It's just like they don't, maybe I'm not ready. Maybe I'm just not ready, you know, but it's really fucking trippy times. Wouldn't you agree? Well, it's always trippy times for me, but, you know, particularly trippy times, wouldn't you say? So, ideas for what could have caused mud floods and apocalyptic events, okay, in the 19th century or the early 19th century, or what we post about all the time, and possibly earlier, because they could come in fluctuations, see, like elastic band twanging. Once it snaps, then you get like the reverberations and stuff to follow later. You know, there's a whole science behind it all, but going on flat earth thinking, okay, we don't know, do we? Okay, the last in the official narrative for their bullshittery, they will go with, I think it's around going on for 1 million years ago. They'll say it's the last pole flip, or 780,000 years ago, something like that. Don't quote me on that. I'd have to check. But I think it's around that time. So, you know, they're saying that they can trace this as well in some of the strata of stone and geology. But we all know on Flat Earth British that their geology is highly flawed, like all of their sciences, their con sciences. So in the Natural History History magazine, it suggests something very, very strange happened in this period of 1834. In this edition I'll be showing you now, okay, it mentions the seasons being completely out of whack. Okay, migratory birds are losing their way. Now, I've read a few of these cases. I mean, over a couple of miles, and they're just flying into buildings and stuff. Really don't know where they're going. So electromagnetic phenomena. And Aurora Borealis, the northern lights being seen visible on exceptionally low latitudes. Have you ever seen the northern lights? Well, I caught them once in Scotland, and they were super fucking fantastic. But when you read into the narratives for this, they're accompanied by loud booms. And also the guy who writes this article on Aurora Borealis says that this is definitely an electromagnetic effect, which is what we say on Flat Earth British, okay? And the seas. Okay, the seas were dangerous, basically it's too rough for ships, and ships would have to stay in foreign ports for months and months at a time. Okay, because the seas were impossible to sail on at this period. Also, it mentions increase in volcanicity. It talks about Vesuvius. It talks about, you know, several other volcanoes all at the same time. Actually, a big list. One big one in Iceland, and causing ash, debris, and changing seasons as well. So, I know the year without summer is earlier than this period, but I'm thinking these events were ongoing for some time, from what I can make out, guys. Okay. Also witnessed was a meteor shower, if you can call it that, along the entire east coast of America. Hundreds of thousands of meteors fell as fireballs from dusk till dawn. Okay. It also goes in, there's incredible sciences to look into. This guy who wrote this article in this magazine concerning coal, he doesn't go with the geology of how a leaf gets fossilized in coal, etc. Now he goes with some event happened at an instant or rapid, cataclysms, or he's a cataclysmic theory. And so much in that book. And in the second one, this Krakatoa book, it talks about seismic seas. And it talks, basically, it's just saying these really unusual phenomena. But a big clue I picked up last night when I was reading, it suggested that, now, you know how you get, like, if you go to a spa, okay, like Bath, these are like volcanic spas. These are hot water coming up from underneath, under the ground. Okay, superheated water. Apparently, this water has come in contact with some magma down there in the mantle, and then rose up through pressure eventually. But this suggests in this book that the advent of seawater seawater could trigger a volcanic eruption coming through from a fissure into this volcano. So intriguing. It really, really got me thinking as well, because it's basically a pre-Darwinian book, because 1834, I don't think the theory of evolution had been put forward at that period. So we'll have a little think about that as well. So let's get underway. Good to see you all. Dust flood, Deco Dude says, well, it does mention that. So I'll try and skim through as much as I can of this information, but I'll pass the book to you, link it up following the show, and you can go through it yourselves, okay? Because there's 6 hours of me. Over the last 10 days, there's 8 hours of me talking. Aren't you sick of me yet? 500 odd of you, you know, you're... I get on my own nerves. Anyway, usage. Excuse me. Rona. No, it's not. Salt water boils higher, maybe. Oh, Brian Evans. It's a real good clue. And, you know, some of the suggestions got me really thinking about volcanicity in a new way, you know, because, you know, it has been proposed that these mining spoils from when this was a mining operation, and, you know, eventually, like on a compost heap, the heat builds inside and boom. But, you know, there's no denying that there's water underneath that's superheated and comes up to the surface. You can go and visit them in spas. In Britain, there's Leamington Spa and, you know, different spas, isn't it? Cheltenham Spa, which is volcanic water coming up from underneath, hot water. So we can't prove the mantle. We cannot prove any of their bullshittery. Okay, and we're going on the Four Angels model for this place. If you don't know what I'm talking about, buy the book. Okay, the Holy Grail of our Flat Earth. It'll explain all the Four Angels to you. So anyway, introduce it. Happy Flatterday, Flat Earth British edition. Flat thumbs to all. Peace and love. Up your vibration. Remember, veteran, you're in the company of veteran, not give a fuckers. Okay, we've been doing this a long, long time. This, you know, we've basically like kung fu masters, not giving a fuck. Okay. Another Brian splat. Yeah, there's a few Brian splats along the way. Images of the day. We got not take like too seriously on Flat Earth British. Okay, so basically we have fun along the way, and there will be some humor and things to think about. Okay, right. Share screen. Let's get underway now. And I'm really grateful to see you all. So here it is, the book. Now, I just pulled out this interesting quote when I was reading through it, or just reviewing it again before the post, and I thought this was, you know, quite telling. There are more things in heaven and earth than are dreamt in our philosophy. And I think that pretty much sums it up. You know, when you go down these deep, deep rabbit holes, what you do find is you don't actually know much at all about anything, because everything you thought you knew, you know, is often a lie, you know. And then you got to just, you know, you're just like a child again, you know, just like in a sweet shop, and everything's brand new again, and trying to find out what the real story is. That's the beauty of this field. It's an absolutely fabulous field. So this magazine, okay, 1834, okay. So I'm not going to cover it all, because it goes through crazy stuff like, you know, going into spiders, the inners of spiders and stuff, which actually is an interesting read, but it's nothing to do with alternative history. But what it does talk about, firstly, though, is animal or bird migrational paths getting completely disturbed. Okay, and geese flying in different directions. And it would suggest, as he gets to, you know, basically when he concludes at the end, he basically, whoever's reviewing all of these articles, says that it is probably electromagnetic disturbance. So let's get down into the book a wee bit. Okay. So you don't want to know about the structure of, but it does show you the effect of cold on grass and stuff, which I found was really interesting in myself. But anyway, the relation of the modern system on geology, which I thought was an incredible field, and on the aurora borealis. So I've seen the aurora borealis. I've seen it in the north of Scotland in a place called Banff and Macduff up by Wick. It's probably as far north as you can go in mainland Scotland. And sat there with, you know, dangling my feet in the sea through the night, drinking Pelican beer. and just absolutely jaw on the floor. Never seen anything like it in my life. Blew my head off. And but they were seeing really too far south. Okay, they were just seeing, you know, on incredible southern latitudes of extreme brilliance, and some of the narratives about this is, you know, accompanied by sound. These flashes resemble both in duration and color, and silent lightning. Frequent silent lightning. I've seen that quite a bit, or thunder without lightning, and I never seen it before in my childhood. In the last few years, I've seen that loads and loads. Just really loud thunder and no flashes. You used to be able to say 1, 2, 3, and then it'd be a flash of lightning. Not anymore. Them rules are gone. Frequently seen on the horizon on warm summer evenings, apparently at the immense distance, and when not a cloud is visible. Cannot be considered the aurora as an electrical phenomena. I think that we were not such remote distance, and we should have explosions audible as a thunderstorm. This, however, is conjecture. So I think that's really fascinating, because, you know, this is an early field, and this guy is, you know, he's thinking what this stuff is. And, you know, as we propose on Flat Earth British, electrical phenomena shooting out of the North Pole hole, electrified light. Laser light, if you like. That's probably why it's green. So it gives you, you know, a lot of basically explanation of these aurora borealis, which I'm not going to read all because I've got to get on. This will not be 3-hour video day, that's for definite, but it will be a little while. So birds migrational paths. I read the one narrative concerning a hawk, which couldn't find his way, and geese as well. Small flock took a boat, some plantations near Ipswich. Several specimens were seen. One killed eventually in nesting plumage. So, you know, just really unusual stuff, and things just dying inexplicably with the birds. So I don't know if the birds are doing anything at the moment unusual, but they have been, what's that word? Murmurating a lot. So entomology science of London goes into buggage a little bit, but we'll move on, because not that insects aren't interesting, it's just not what we're looking at. So let's move on. Retrospective criticism, and let's get down to, oh, excuse me, so many pages in this book. I love some of the sayings that they put in here as well, very thought-provoking. So I have actually timestamps. So what page am I on now? Oh, excuse me. 60 and 40. It talks, yeah, on page 40, just going back a little ways, it talks about his doubt whether coal is actually through age or, you know, fossilization. He's going more for cataclysmic. Something happened in an instant which locked this leaf, like mud flood, in place. So let's get on to the volcanicity, which is a little bit by here. Excuse scrolling the pages, making your eyes funny. I can't actually remember how far down it is. Not far. So it's not a giant read, guys. So volcanicity. Okay. So I think this is really fascinating and really big clues, actually. On this, the writer of these remarks has no doubt. The coast of Greenland was first frozen up in the year I348, the year of the Black Death. And in 1817, the year of the cholera, the coast began to disengage, began to be disengaged. Now, records attest that previous to 1348, a straight path lay over Mont Blanc, which is apparently the highest mountain in Europe, where now the glaciers are, into Italy, and it's known that recently there have been a diminution of ice and snow on the same mountain. Okay, so just why would they include the cholera epidemic in that? I just don't know. You know, like it's infected all of the water courses on Earth. But it goes on to say about the ash covering all of Earth and altering, you know, these, everything. The seasons out of whack, everything. These volcanoes acted on by the sea. Okay, so they're sort of suggesting that, you know, if you can get seawater in these fissures, it causes cataclysmic events. Disillusion our hemispheres, in which, by the junction of the two oceans under the name of the great cataclysm, the deluge, has been produced a diluvian effects which Earth exhibits. So what if that is the case, that, you know, it is seawater? You know, why is the water salty? Does it get salty from leaking into the earth and picking up all of these salts and minerals through volcanicity? I don't think these baths or spas are salty. They wouldn't be, would they? Basically, this is quite interesting. Talks about, you know, the electric shocks here. So we do see these giant thunderstorms in volcanoes, don't they? They create their own weather. So yeah, there's a list of the volcanoes at this time, and it is just ridiculous amounts of volcanoes. Okay, so it's a fabulous book. I'm going to link it to you. It'll be below in the descriptions box. All the clues that I've just mentioned are in there, and it goes on about these anomalous lights as well, these hundreds of thousands of meteors at the same time. So he concludes at the end anyway, if I just get down and go loads up, that he believes, or he thinks, that it is possibly some sort of lesser geo, because he's basically a global believer, or a electromagnetic flippage, smaller ones and bigger ones. So I'll link that up to you. I'm not going to read it out because I'm really not in a reading mood at all. And this book, okay, is basically the eruption of Krakatoa and subsequent phenomena. Trippy book. You don't know what's going on with this. So this was years later. This was in 1884. Excuse me. I think I said 1888, didn't I? Including disruptions, earthquakes, and geological features relating to dust and pumice. Meteorological, including airwaves, sounds, and geological disruption of dust and pumice. Twilight effects, coronal appearances, cloud haze, coloured sun, moon. It's really unusual. And what are this? Seismic seas. What the hell? A seismic seas. Well, seismic is when you get resonance through, you know, the earth, and you can pick it up on a seismograph. Apparently, not at that period though. This period when this was written, and extraterrestrial magnetism and electricity, and there's an entire chapter which goes into the fields of volcanicity and linked with electromagnetism in the Krakatoa event. And some of the phenomena are very trippy. Loud explosions that sound like mortar fire, and you know, nothing synonymous with what you think of a natural event anyway. You know, some of the, you know, there's famous art concerning this, you know, this event, isn't there? That face screaming. I'm sure you've all seen that. So yeah, the Krakatoa earthquake, volcanic phenomena of eruption, and on the nature and disruption of ejected materials. Apparently, you could read in London at this period because the light was illuminated. So it's had a few eruptions in the past year, but smoke column estimated 70 miles, rain and pumice, sulfurous smell, fluorescent mud rain. Mud rain. Wonder what happens to that when it lands on the floor. 2/3 of the island disappeared under mud rain. Vessels stranded by seismic waves, and up to 36,000 people washed away, otherwise killed. Darkness extended 150 miles from the volcano. Wow. Great falls of dust and mud. Eruptions compared with those of other volcanoes of 70, 72, 70, 83, and 1815. That would be Tambora. So yeah, mud pouring from the sky, and if you like times that by a couple of thousand, because this, in the early of this century there was some geomagnetic event, I think you'd be close to the mark. So Onwards, onto the next subject. So we're going to think about carousels next. First bit of this, I'm not going to be doing too much reading. I'm just linking them up because they're two pretty cool books for you to look over on the weekend. And the possibility of some sort of geomagnetic event in the early 18th century and before. And could they have caused the mud floods? Who even knows? Anyway, I think it's pretty cool. When you read into it, it's very, very juicy. So, phonies, or whoever they are, okay, well, we're getting used to what they look like now. They're a bit trippy, aren't they? And they definitely don't think too much about humanity. So, what you see is these processions, don't you, when they all arrive? And, well, he's trampling on him. What's he got in his serpent and a flame? So, fasces carried on the back. I'm guessing that's like letting you know where the power lays. Trumpeting angel. So how are they, carrying this thing with a lion, a sheep, and a bull? Oh, really? And a serpent. Oh, right. And 3 phony lookers. But it says it's the National Assembly, and they give you like the names of each toff that is there. So they've all got they're all academics. Yeah, baby. I guess he's a British one. So yeah, so were they really brought in like that? Or is it just an analogy for how they treat humanity when they arrive? Well, it's got electromagnetic tech, the fasces, and sound with the angel. So there's a deeper message. There's another version of it. So you can see a bit clearer what's going on. One of those arrangements with the crown and the drums. What if they were actually carried in such a craft at the time? And look at the wilderness. Where is everything? Everything's just mud always, isn't it? It was out nowhere. Where is that? So yeah, very strange. And in the modern day, they do a similar thing with I guess you could call it Phoenician paradigm, is the carnival. And they have them in everywhere. And here's one in France in the 1920s. I absolutely love this photograph for its crispness and clearness and exquisite HD. So what are these ones? Let's have a look what this float is all about, guys. Oh, they got that interesting mountain thing going on, the 3-tiered mountain thing you see all over Phoenician decorations on buildings. And what is this? Fleur de lis? Is this what? I don't know. Let's have a look. So they got a queenage and lesser queenages, okay, and an even lesser queenage. Oh, she's finding something amusing and covering her mouth. Maybe it's this stoic old bastard farted on the way past or something. Let's have a look there. Okay, let's have a look at the other people. Oh, like she's covering their nose too, and they got these fur coats on. Look, these. Ugh. What's going on there? I'm not sure. They got these fur coats, and they're like stripy. I can't think what animal it is. She's got Dunce's hat on, and they're a couple of clowns, aren't they? Nice HDH top hat. So look at the architecture. And they phase that out a bit in the background. It's crazy. It's all HD crystal here in the background. You can't even get any definition on. Mad. So yeah, that'd been the 1920s. Got some first aid there. Is he smoking a fag? He's not as unhealthy looking as them people who work for the WHO, that's for sure. Wow. Are they at the pinnacle of health? Fuck me. They're in a terrible state, aren't they? Don't listen to them. Anyway, let's have a look at this float from Paris. Let's have a look. So it floats. It looks nothing like a boat, really. Not really. Everyone smoked fags back in the day, didn't they? Strong fags, 2 Woodbine, Capstan, and players. And they would literally knock your heads off. They were fab. So the 1920s people, let's have a look at them. Oh, they seem all right, don't they? Oh, maskage going on here. The old masquerade ball they got everyone doing. It's part of their ritual. So, I'm guessing this is like medicine, possibly, or is it an Indian deity with multi hands? Yeah, multi hands. So it's like what, Shiva? I don't know. What you think, guys? What you think? What you think? So yeah, letting you know it's part of their paradigm. And incredible, all the things in our life so we've accepted that we have to do, like birthdays and fucking weddings and christenings and all of these different things they make us do because it's part of the lifestyle. It's part of civilization. It's what we do. And I'm seeing it all as like just part of their, you know, their matrix, part of this false paradigm we found ourselves living in. Everything has been fake. The reversal of everything, the reversal of language, thought, even, and history. You know, if they think people who have been conned into think they're going forward, good God, we're in the darkest ages ever. But the good news is it's always darkest before the dawn. So bear that in mind when you are like, you know, wow, this sucks so fucking bad, which it does. Don't get me wrong. That there is going to be a better day, and soon, and this year. And he's already its asset too. So I'm not sure what we're looking at here, but I'm guessing these creatures ate people. I don't speak French really. I understand la femme. I think I can work out what that bit means. He's biting la femme. So I don't know what that is. Obviously, it's not a lion. So they must have had really, really grisly cows. Maybe that, you know, they were really horrible at one time, and now they're all pacified, aren't they? They're really nice. How can anyone eat cows anyway? I don't know, because they're really gentle, aren't they? So more Phoenician brainwashing. I'm guessing like in 1815, this is what you get like if Punch magazine's up and running, is basically I think this is definitely Nelson. Yeah, it is. It's Horatio Nelson, and he's dealing with them pesky French in the Battle of the Nile, which he's ever so famous for. So they turn everything into like phony. And look at Egypt. Is it really green? It's not Giza Plateau anymore. So what a fucking hero, eh? Oh, that's nice. The plagues of Egypt. The destruction of revolutionary crocodiles. Well, they're not really revolutionary, are they? They just don't want to be in a monarchy anymore. And that's he's hitting them with a chunk of British oak. Oh, Nelson. And he's like Captain Hook as well, look, because he got a hook on his hand, because apparently got blown off. According to the narrative. Do you think he's real? I don't know, guys. He's got a photograph? I don't know either. So, who were the Victorians then, guys? Who were the Tartarians? The Victorians turn up. And there's a definite distinction of classes, isn't there? There's the people that live in the slums, which is most of everyone. And then there's the elites. And what you got here is some Victorian family reunions. So let's take a look at what they would do on their family reunions and what clobber they got on and what faces they got on. So yeah, I'd hang out yesterday with UAP and Campbell, Autodidactic Channel, and we got to talking about these gowns and the real, you know, is there need in what is a muddy environment to wear these giant, you know, gowns and wooden frameworks, etc. And they're supposed to be dangerous as well and igniting. But they have fabulous backdrops in their house or wherever they are. So let's have a look at this family reunions of the 1800 Victorians. So maybe it was the end of a lockdown and they hadn't seen their family forever. Whoa, that looks a funny shaped cigarette, doesn't it? Well, she just dropped the... Oh, no. Do you want some more? That maid's a bit unsure, isn't she? Maybe she just don't want to get him a bit tipsy. Maybe he's got, like, you know, wandering hands or something. It must be a terrible, dodgy life being a maid in the Victorian era. Oh, what are these two? Oh, they're talking all intellectual, look. Well, he does a bit of waddling. Fine times, though, brother. Fine times indeed. Got that tenner you owe me, you twat. And what about mother? Oh, she looks a callous bastard. Excuse me, she might not be. She might be a really nice person, but guys, them eyes are soulless. She's going to fucking eat your heart out. She's going to eat your soul out. She's going to rip it out. She's going to basically tear your soul apart. Look at her. She might be just 2 sheets to the window, you know, defense. There's even a bottle full of booze there, a bucket full of booze, and later you can fill that bucket up full of vomit. It's great, isn't it? Oh, let's have a look at some more Victorians. They're fabulous. So let's have a look at this. Old mother. Ooh, what you got on your head, old mother? You are old mother. And why all the material? It's like they're all wearing 10 ton of material. Who's dyeing this shit? Who's producing this shit? How is it all happening? It's just, you know, the rivals. And everyone's got the same stuff on, except for the, you know, the gents are in these black coats. Dicky bow. What's with the dicky bow anyway? They're fucking pathetic, aren't they? Well, we know it's about slavery, isn't it? It's that collar. She's like, God, he's boring. She's like, yeah, he's fucking boring. You can see he's boring. Oh, I'm riveted. I think it's really interesting what he's talking about. Liar. I don't think much has changed. They look pretty much the same, but not really. Something is off. Can't really put my finger on it. Maybe we're looking at hundreds of years ago. So, they had spazzy carriages back in the day. Oh, look at her. It's a skeleton. Don't be unkind. She almost looks like a fucking skeleton. You all right, ma'am, to travel? I'll be all right. Oh, that's fucking cruel. Anyway, so they got a pram for the old lady. They're going to take her out. I noticed she's not going to do much pedaling. How do they get it to go forward? Maybe someone sits on her feet. Or maybe it's just pulled or something. I don't know. She don't look happy, does she? Look. Oh, my poor old mum. Yeah, right. Oh, the old bastard can't wait to get her out of the house. Oh, I know. So annoying. I know. And they smell funny. Right, Victorian sproggage with pure attitude. I fucking hate you. You put me in the wrong clothes for a start off. I'm a little boy. Anyway, let's have a look at this. Let's have a look. Any Freemasonic posage? Ooh, excuse me. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. So, how many of you watching? We've got 600 and odd of you. Would you please share? Please. So he's reading something and he's thoughtfully thinking. He's got a touch of the Lincolns going on. What is with this beard style in the 1800s? It looks absolutely fucking ridiculous, doesn't it? It looks like strapped to your helmet or something. It's only his chair. Yeah. A few years' time, that'll be on sale down at Portobello Road. Wouldn't it be brilliant to go in and say an antique shop in, say, 1900? Could you imagine the antiques they would have had in 1900? Like pretty ancient shit. So they've seen events. They've seen what's called reforms. I think there's a clue in the word, where society is reformed, history rewritten, restructured, a whole new paradigm, taking us completely away from our true nature. Cities. Notice the elites don't go to the cities, though, because they're not stupid. Well, they are incredibly stupid, especially Tim, but not Tim. But, you know, these people born with silver spoons in their mouth thinks that they, you know, basically, because of their blood or whatever they fucking think, they think that they're somehow superior over everybody else. Isn't that very fucking insulting? Like a page boy. Oh, yeah. All right, these are really nice images, but like, check out how much cloth is on there. Jesus, and it was supposed to be the day of the oil lamp and coal fire. This would be a lethal occupation. How would one dance with this woman? Yeah, you'd be 6 foot away from her. You'd have to have really long arms. You wouldn't be able to reach her. Yeah, because you just get a last goodnight kiss. No, sorry, I can't quite reach. No, sorry, I can't reach you. No, bye. You see what I mean, guys? It's just never going to happen. So, really weird. I think there's definitely something more going on with these trippy clothes that they wear. Some sort of protection. They seem to have umbrellas from the terrible sun that's outside, and then they have these big dresses. You know, get to 69. You know, about 95% of all this outfit would have disappeared. Nothing new under the sun. All these fashions are gone before. It's all out of the handbook. I wouldn't even be surprised if they'd done the 1950s before, like, you know, and then they roll it out. Which 1950s you actually looking at? Well, I don't know. They've done a few. Which, whatever we're in now, the 21s, are you in? Oh, but there's been a few 21s actually, so I can't really tell. And they replicate the fashion. Something with the photographs. What are we actually looking at? Is it this time? Is it another time? Is it a different reality? A mirror reality? Are we in the mirror? They seem to have reversed everything. Maybe a spell was hatched where the whole of humanity ended up in a mirror. Anyway, we're moving on. So, talking of reconstruction or reforming, in the 1800s, this photographer who lived between 1844 and 1918 went to Cairo, and he photographed basically its reconstruction, or what I think is after a mud flood, making it good again. And, you know, in the American narrative, there's, or the British or the European, or what have you, Christendom's narrative for this period. They say, oh, well, it's all urban renewal. So what we have to do up until like the 1960s and 70s, from even the 1800s, is knock down anything that's really dishy and old. Okay. Looks like a siren. Looks like a siren. Oh no, it's a flange for some sort of works. So yeah, they show you some building going on. It's highly interesting because everything seems to be newly developed, cleaned up, and what we'd expect to see from a mud flood. So it's quite an interesting little works. I don't know exactly what it is. So good to see you all, peeps in chat. I'll come back shortly. Just have a look at a few of these. And 680 of you watching, and watching on Facebook as well, I think. So I'll put a slightly different title in there. But hi, all. Good to see you. Happy flat day, fat thumbs. Hope you all had a pleasant week. It's been a weird week. It usually is. And January is gone like the flitter of an eye. Suddenly, February approaches, and then the spring, and they saying that this shit's going to be ever over with. Are they fuck? They're saying they're going to do this shit forever. And even if you have one of their weird jabbages, yeah, you ain't losing the mask. And you ain't going to be fucking going back to any sort of life. You ain't going to be touching anyone again, right? Basically, everyone's on solitary confinement forever and ever, according to their insanity. So I think it's clear that they're, you know, they're just pushing everyone's buttons and gaslighting them. So they want everyone to say no and wake up and not consent. And at this stage of the game, I think that's the only recourse, is to say no and nobody consents. You know, I'm not actually playing any of their bullshit eerie games until the time comes when it comes on top and whatever. You know, it's not the first time I've had shit with these. So it doesn't, you know, I can just prove beyond the shadow of a doubt in front of them, if they was willing to listen and look, that all of this is absolute bullshittery. Yeah. And just 1,000 different proofs. I'm a truther. This stuff comes in all the time. I see hundreds a day if I look at them. Anyway, this bridge looks terribly muddy. All the way up to there. It's a beautiful structure. Doesn't look like it's used just yet. Or maybe it's an old bridge and the mud's gone up to it. Who even knows? I think the later photographs of the architecture sort of paint towards debris everywhere. It's not unusual. So look at this stonework. New, old, new. Difficult to say, because it's a bridge and you get water and they get floods and they get mud. It's difficult to say with tidage. So look at this side of the bridge. Pontage. So, same in French as it is in Welsh. Pont, bridge. There's a lot of same words in Welsh as there is in French, like glass, like ice cream, glass. It's the same in Welsh as well. So yeah, you get a shitload of stone they brought in, and they're loading it into their little farty carts, and then they're just, you know, humanly taking it away to build. We'll see now. What look like Tatari and mud flood buildings, you ask me. So construction, late Victorian Cairo. So these trees are looking pretty old, but these are looking new. Everything here is not existing. Looks like some fence poles maybe across here. Mud, paths, stone, big pile of shit, more big trees. See if we can find any damage. That would be sweet. Any damage. Or indeed ladderage. We have to give them the benefit that they were actually tarting up the city, but I don't think so. You see a lot of it. It's just absolutely wrecked. It's just strewn, just mud. And you can see a flavour of this here. Mud-flooded architecture. Columnage. Really nice, So, yes, look, just stones. You know, they haven't got the tram, they've got no infrastructure, it's just stones and mud. And yeah, some of the architecture, as you will see, is absolutely fabulous. They got a stadium. I can gather that's new. Or is it? And why do they always have these blocked up things in these coliseums, these windows? What's happening here? Let's have a look at this a sec. Oh, guessing they could have built it. Or it could be old. So this one, just a frame of a building. Never see them going up from the footings. They're just already there. And a shitload of, which you could say is building material, or it's just left over and they touch these buildings up and make them good again. Or not. In this case. But they are beautiful. And they do look Tataria. Have a look. So, finished that in one day. Right, there's a guy up a tree there. See that? He's off up there. Whoa, he's going up there. What for? Is there any coconuts up there? It's a dangerous occupation, that coconut tree climbing thing, but it's pretty shit hot. So, is this mud or is this sand? Well, it's Egypt, I guess. Cluage. So, did they build an entire new Cairo at this period? And all of these buildings, which I've got the Greco-Romano feel, and seemed to be some sort of mud flood going on at upper doors, maybe there, yeah. And all this pile of shit, which has walls in it. So even if they did build them, what was there before? And what is all of this wallage going on? Interesting, intriguing. What other waste can we see? There's a nameplate there. There's a name on that. So, and a wall here, definitely, and a coin here as well. So, the ruins of something or other here in this foreground of the building. So I wouldn't say it was knocked down, not to be in the foreground. Ooh. Evidence of fuckery. Let's have a look. Here again. Coin. Deeper coin again. Wow, this was a really large building, sure. In fact, all of it was. Look. So what did they do? Demolish it? Or did they burn it? Vent scare it? It's down to these small little nodules again, these little bricklets again, look. Investigationes. That's what we're doing. Oh, let's have a look at this. So how many are you watching? 600 and odd of you. Make sure to please share this out. I'm going to come back shortly. We have images of the day coming up and loads more. This is nice. So is that new? Looks quite clean. Newish trees. Oh, it looks quite worn and old there. Okay. So, not many people occupying this giant city, is there? I haven't seen anybody just yet. Just a few builders, no animals, no dogs, new planted trees. A few ghosts, a few maybe dozen people around, but you know, it's supposed to be millions of people even at this stage. So I would, you know, you'd expect to see teeming streets, wouldn't you? Maybe that's just the suburbs, who even knows? Okay. So a few more people there, but not really. Intriguing. So difficult to say, but they say it's construction of Cairo. I think there's evidence there of another civilization, even if they are new builds. They've knocked on an older civilization. Oh dear, look at this thing. Wow. Look at the windows. Wow. She's so Moorish. And oh look, they look quite Liberty Starish them as well, don't they? And it's got the crescent moon antiquity on toppage. So that is really, really beautiful building. So is that another view of it? Let's have a look. So yeah, a crazy ass week on Flat Earth British. So much has happened. It's been just mental, really. Every week is. I love the journeys we take, though. God, we see so much in a week. Like I said, we've seen thousands and thousands of images all in 1 week. So I'm guessing this is a hospital. I think I might have seen this. No, it looks like a prison. So just mud, no people, lovely lamppost on their roundabout for no traffic except for that muddy old cart. There's an old wall there, look guys. Looks like it's below ground level too. Interesting. And whatever this is. Looks like there's seats in there. Difficult to say. Looks like a boiler room there. Interesting how there's no people and just nothing going on. What do they evacuate the entire city? Just do it up? You know what I mean? It's always just a few carts and they're always the workmen. Nothing going on. You planted trees, piles of shit everywhere. Yeah, you know, you got these muddy roads and this fine architecture. You know what I mean? To me, the builder of this building here, it's not the same age as the people with the horse and cart. It makes no fucking sense. Even the people who forged this lamppost, because it's just the technology required in that. You think they can't think of anything more advanced than the horse and cart? For like apparently ever in our reality, or unless you know got a camel, you can change it for a camel. They can hump your shit around. And apparently they brought all of this fine masonry on the back of a camel or a cart and built it all in the middle of mud and left the streets outside just mud. Makes no sense, guys. Mud flood. Right, let's have a look at this. Oh yeah. There's an old wall there, on brickwork, and I think that's safe to presume that that building is definitely a mud floodder. So we are looking at these buildings being a lot older and tarted up, and only a skeleton crew. I've seen no population. Aren't they really nice? So all new trees just planted, barred up lower windows on this building, mud floodder. Look at the size of this masonry for the muddy, shitty streets. Makes no sense. Annoying. So these are pretty cool. So flick through one or two more and I'm going to come back for a second and see how y'all all are and have a chat with you all. So, that's mud flooded. That's the same one, isn't it? Yeah, it is. It is. Flot Pickens. Flot Pickens. So, stop sharing screen. So, how y'all doing? Good to see you, Jermaine. Sorry about your channel being lost. Is now Jermaine Artemis is now Jermaine behind the show. I was thinking your name's not Jermaine Artemis. Good to see you, autodidactic, who is Campbell. Awesome chat with you yesterday, my brother. Sorry to keep you up till like 3:30 in the morning. Julie Proof, good to see you, sweetness. They look sunk, all right, babes. No doubt about it. Michael De Silva, you need to stop watching the television, Michael, and stop watching mainstream. And by the way, give politics up. It's bad for you, Brian. Okay, just saying. Peach cakes. What about the word that come up last night? I was thinking about degenerated. Degenerated. Is this something to do with degeneration of the gene or degeneration? Because the word gene is in there. Lotus, who is Dean? did the mud come from the volcano or the floodwater? Well, this is what the guy is thinking. He's thinking somehow water's got in, it's had an interaction and then it's caused a volcanic eruption. So have a read of it. It's not a massive read. I covered it in like a day. So, Slim Pickens, good to hear from you, my brother. We've chat about all of everything in a little while. Rebecca Mardis, good to see you, my friend. And Lindsay Ashcroft, who's not Richard's sister. I make that up. Adolf was right. Sup, dude. Sup, people. Sup, Adolf. Good to see you, my friend. Where are you ever going to hear that? Good to see you, Adolf. Brown Clown Eyes, excuse me. Create your own narrative. You got it. You're awesome at this game. I can see that for sure. Love, my Brian hurts. It's going to hurt a lot more. We've got a lot more to go. Okay. Do not despair. Usage will overflow on images of the day. Okay. Flat image wise. Mike James, good to see you. Don't watch telly. Yeah. Do you know what? Telly and make your eyes go bad. That's why I got glasses on. That's what they told me anyway when I had like early opticians. But they were as bad as the NHS, weren't they? FEMN, obsessed with your videos and autodidactics channel too, because it's all addictive. I know it is. It's a terribly addictive channel. So, Cat is here too somewhere. Hippie Shake, good to see you. Paul Steele, my mum, Welsh, doesn't speak it, and my dad was English. I'm Welsh, but I don't know anyone who speaks Welsh because I'm from Cardiff. It's a very anglicised city, unfortunately. But it is a beautiful language. Sounds a bit German or even Pakistani sometimes. Maybe that's just when I speak it. I don't know. Generation X rated. Chuck the TV. No, if you're going to hit it with anything like a bat, be careful because there might be a vacuum in. Oh no, that's the old tellies. Oh yeah, you can bat your telly. No, nothing will happen. I don't think. No, don't do that at home. Scrap Martin's stupid suggestion to baseball bat your telly. You might get hurt, and I don't want that on my Brian. Okay, I've had a really fucking head Brian problem for the last day or so with some just endless upsetting news. Actually, different things happen in Flat Earth British realm. So there's martinleaker7gmail.com where you contact me. Now, there will be linked a link, which I've got hold of thanks to several people, Luke and a few other people, Petra as well, for 2 free energy pamphlets or booklets, which will show you how to build energy gathering antennas. Okay, and they'll be linked up after the show. Okay, so we just get back to the chattage and see who's here. So, Deco Dude, good to see you, my brother. And Sandra D. Look at me, I'm Sandra D. Are you there, Sandra D? Bet you are. Sketches, my brother. Thanks for watching all. And, no worries, Grant. Thanks for, come up on my screen. I got to sort my wrenches out. It's I've got so many out and I don't know what's going on anymore. I'll explain all later. So, it's been a really strange year. Things are not really moving the way they should be, considering what we're up against and the time, it's like last little grains in the fucking hourglass. Yeah, everyone's sitting there oh, well, is anyone going to sort this out for us yet? Because, it's getting a bit, hot now and a bit touchy, and I'm a bit I want somebody to go and sort all this shit out. Yeah, indeed. Yeah, we, the people, who save ourselves. Okay, no one's going to come and save us, guys. Okay, you can't go to the police, can't go to the army, you can't go to anybody. Okay, it's just us that can trust us. So it's I think in my Brian, guys, there's no time to fuck around anymore. Trust is really needed right now, and friends definitely grab for all the friends you can fucking get. And this time is real. And it is on top for the the slave class, which are fortunately most of us. Okay, unless there are any elites watching, in that case you're tosser. Throw fucking Flat Earth British a couple of bill to save the whole of humanity. Fuck up. I am cheeky, but I really don't give a fuck sort of frame of mind about most things at the moment. Okay, it's just a phase. Sandra D, oh yeah, I've done that one. So West Anger, good for your comments. I like your comments, West. You do contribute well. Slim Pickings, Fat Thumbs, who did go to Barbaria, but is no longer in Barbaria. No. So Barbaria is a breakaway civilization thought up basically almost 2 years ago now. Good to see you, Mike James. And basically, it's not going the way I want. It's not good at all, guys. It's not a good start, and it's pissing me off, to be honest with you. It would seem that Barbaria, Queensland, is, you know, not a safe fucking place to go, apparently. Okay, guys? Don't go there. Okay, is my advice to you. So I've been kicking myself then, thinking, fucking hell, I need some fucking vetting process going on Flat Earth British. You know, I'm always like chucking my fucking trust out when there's, you know, certain types of people out there, and I just don't know. Okay, and I'm always happy to give the benefit of the doubt to people and put my trust out there, only to find out later that I fucked up. You know, so still ongoing, but fucking scrap that idea for now, please. Okay, don't go to that one. Okay, Barbaria, Britain is definitely fucking needed though. Okay, I do need land in this place to set up. What will it entail? It'll entail building and showing you how to do it. Okay, how to set up a breakaway civilization and involving everybody in it, guys. Okay, I'm going to do a GoFundMe. I know I've been saying this for months, but I'm like, you know, I've been too busy to do, you know, with the Flat Earth British Think Tank thing to get that moving. But I'm thinking TikTok at this stage, and with a like rough start on Barbaria, the rough start on most things. The year actually 2 channels down at the moment, guys. So we've only got this channel, which you can't fuck up on, otherwise Flat Earth British will be potentially gone, including the fucking community. We do not want that. Okay, this year. I have to survive this year for the community. It's what drives me, guys. You know, this is what I'm thinking all the time. Is all you guys. There's so many of you now. You know, fucking tens of thousands, really. So don't go there. Ain't good. Is my advice. Okay, let's have a look who's there then. So we got Lotus, who's basically my friend Dean, and Lee Lewis, Buddha Lee. Martin can't find UAP. It's not up yet. He's going to be editing it just in case there's anything that get me kicked off YouTube or any of us kicked off YouTube, because YouTube gone really weird Nazi at the moment. You just do any little thing, they're fucking chucking you off. Fat Merzia, good to see you, sister. Yeah, Scotland, come up. Come on, you Scottish. Help us all out of prison. Look, I tried everything. I could see the signs years ago. I fucking knew all of this was coming, guys. We all knew, and was saying in the Truther community not a fucking year ago, there's something coming and it's bigger than 9/11 and everything is going to fucking change. No shit, Sherlock. It was 10 times fucking worse than anything any of us could imagine. And we're here. And what have we done with it? We've done fucking sweet nothing, guys. Even I feel I should be doing more, you know? What are we up against, guys? What are they trying to do to everybody? Have a think fucking about it. And what is the end game? Have a think about that. Now is the fucking time for everyone to stand up and say no more, no consent, okay? I know the cold weather is shit and everybody don't want to hit the fucking streets yet, but believe you me, guys, there will become a time very fucking soon this year when everybody will say no fucking more. They've got to go. Every single country in the fucking world will do it. I can promise you this is going to happen. I just know it, guys. I know it. They're going to be gone, okay? There will be a new structure to this place and there'll be a new way of doing things, okay? Back to who we are meant to be, okay? We are the masters of this realm. We are the manifestors of this reality, okay? We know how this place works and we understand what they've done to us using their weird magic, their sigils and their brainwashing techniques, which we are in the Truther community completely aware of. So, Kakuna, so there's my little rant, but it is true, guys. You know, look at the times we're living in. You know, we really, really should join forces. I hate that word, force. We should join together as one massive Brian, okay, and will, okay. No, will isn't the word. Intend a way out of this, okay, before the dawn. No, the darkness before the dawn is what I'm saying, guys. And it's really dark times, isn't it? And this year it's been, you know, not that hot. That's it. If we got, what are we looking forward to? You know, they're cancelling everything. There's no more concerts, no more this, no more that, no more anything ever again, is what they're telling us. And we're just going to say, yeah, okay, I didn't actually want to do anything more with my life. I think I should just give up now. Suicides are increasing. There's been a local boy here, guys, and it's been all over the Facebook. And he's only a young chap. He hung himself, you know. Why? Because of this fucking shit. Because he's lost everything. And it's just, you know, people are being stuck in with their families, finding out that maybe actually I didn't actually get on with that woman in the first place. It was all right on a Friday night, and I seen her on a Saturday morning before I went out. The rest of the time, I didn't want to be with her. You're finding that's going to be a lot of the, you know, it's going to happen a lot. Or maybe even the opposite. You know, people get to actually meet one another, you know, and get to know one another, because this is between, you know, people, couples as well. You know, couples actually, you know, maybe spend a lot of time apart, never really actually got to know one another. This can happen for years. So there's that side of it as well, which is, I guess, good. But, you know, most people are sitting in with a heavy brainwashing program going on the television all day long, or on the radio all day long. And if you repeat something often enough, it will become true. So do like Flat Earth British does, okay? Don't give it any energy. And they want you to be down, and they want you to be unhappy and scared. Yeah, scared of little girl. So don't be. Yeah, be a double-eyed bastard. Don't give a fuck, and don't give them an inch. Okay, you don't want them laughing at you, do you? No, you don't want them laughing at you. You don't want them calling you a tosser over the fence, do you? No. So give them that. Okay, and enjoy your lives. Live, guys. We're going to have a big fucking meetup coming up as soon as with the Flat Earthers. In fact, I know where we can get hold of a hall. That one in Birmingham. I'm going to get in touch with Gary. That just dawned on me just now. That place was fucking big, and we could cram a few hundred Flat Earthers in there, and it was an excellent venue, guys. We need to do that as ASAP, and I know hundreds would turn up. They usually do. And that is, you know, the sort of thing. You know, we need to get people together, this community, you know, together, is what I'm saying, in this time, okay? Because we got no one out there watching our fucking backs except for the Most High, who is telling us, okay, that we need to do something. We need to do it quick. Okay, guys? So that's my message. I'm going to do some more sharing screen before I rant myself fucking stupid. So, I know you're all in the same frame of mind, guys, because we're all, you know, it's different for me. Like, you know, I'm not really as bothered as most people because, like I said before, guys, I've been in the shit most of my life. And now everybody else is in the shit with me. So it's like a nice, comfortable feeling. I'm like, actually, I'm not just in the shit on my own anymore. Selfish that sounds, doesn't it? But it's actually true. We're all in the shit. And we need to get our way out of it. And we can't just sit and wait for them to do what they want to us, guys, okay? Don't want to be wearing a mask, do you? A prison but ship. What about these camps? The infrastructure's down, guys. Yeah, the infrastructure's down for these camps. You know, they could just, you know, they throw anything at this stage. It's gone like highly creepy fucking contagion, like it's on everything. You know, yesterday they were saying on the news, 2 gorillas in a zoo got it. Yeah, well, next the fucking birds. Gonna start killing all the birds. Happens in a film called The Flu, Oriental film. South Korean film I watched called The Flu. Absolute nightmare film. They blamed the birds because it was bird flu, and they killed all the birds. Machine gunning them. I want to see what they did to the people. Ain't good. Not going to sit and wait for that, are we? Are we? Because I ain't, guys. Okay. Barrier has to happen, and I will push for it. Make sure to subscribe to Flat Earth British if you haven't, and all Flat Earth British channels will be linked below. And my son, who is Lawrence Leaker, I will be linked below. I'll show you that in a minute. And support my channel. Support me as well. I need support, okay? Because I'm skint. Anyway, let me share screen. In the middle of winter, in a shitty city. Okay, let's move on. So, we've done the Victorians, and now this. Oh, let me just stop sharing screen a minute. I'm not sure if I did the volume thing. Oh, okay. Excuse me. Right, share screen again. Now, what we're going to look up now, guys, okay, for your pleasure, before we look at images of the day, and I hope I won't get copyrighted. I shouldn't do for these. I'm going to mute my microphone as well while I'm at it. Now, we all like these, okay, and they are time-lapse photography of multicellular builder, actually, plants growing, trees growing and grass growing, which I always find absolutely fascinating and beautiful. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to accompany it with a bit of music for your enjoyment. So that'll just be for 5 minutes or so, okay? Just to break it up after my rant, which was needed and is true. Okay, we need to do something and not sit and wait. So, is what I think. Okay, well, I'll be doing everything I can and just hoping everybody else will get off their asses and do something else as well. You know, just work something out. Okay, there's loads of ways of chipping away at these motherfuckers. Okay, and you know, these organized protests is not the way. Okay, they achieve jack shit and they don't get on the fucking telly. Okay, so the greater, you know, although it's in good faith, don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying they do not achieve anything, okay, in the long run, because this is the nature of these things, okay? It's part of their demonocracy fucking thing, don't you know? So, enjoy. I play a little bit of music as well. Excuse me, and I'm gonna mute my microphone. Enjoy. All right, give me a second, please, peeps. I actually, that was like yellow I was playing earlier and wiped out what I was going to basically share. Do you like yellow? Oh yeah, Bosch Witch, yellow. You may have heard of this. I don't know. I don't know if many people even know yellow exist. Anybody know yellow? Oh, they're fucking fabulous. One of my faves. Okay, we are ready. So I'm going to watch this for 5 minutes, and then we're going to share some pictures, and it's fabulous today, and loads of funny stuff as well. Okay, so do enjoy. Make sure to share this out, guys. 700 you watching. Much love to you all. Flat thumbs. Much love. Happy Flatterday. Okay. And let's not take life too serious, eh? I'm not doing hours of that. What I find fascinating with that is the molecular build-up. I've actually thought when I was years ago that I actually witnessed it, basically something growing. I think I did. But, the information, so this thing starts as a seed, okay, and you can lick the seed. So the seed, okay, they will tell you that the information is locked in it with DNA, okay, but the information is in the water of how this thing should grow, okay, geometrically. And it just shows the fractal nature of this place, the way things replicate themselves perfectly identical to the leaf before, and then the next leaf, and then the next leaf. And just, to me, proves beyond a shadow of a doubt intelligent design, a creator, Most High, and everything else in this reality. And I'm going to skip that word reality because it would imply that this place is actually real. So I never noticed. I had some super chats. So Scotty, thank you, Scotty. Much love to Chicago, the Windy City. The Windy City is awfully pretty, but they ain't got what we got. What? Loads of crack. It's a bad place, Cardiff. So the old Browner and Lee Lewis, who's up in Bridgend, Pont, which is Bridgend, which is an intriguing little mudflood town in the Vale of Glamorgan in South Wales, if you ever want to visit it. It's a good place. Patty Lee, let me share some of you. Got some cool images of the day to come. Funny. So Michael De Silva, stop reading the news. Alien Zoo, good to see you, my friend. Haven't seen you for a while. All frequency straight, flat level push direction, no waves. All frequency tension electric ends to the neutral level. No motion push without another push direction. Ooh, nicely put, Alien Zoo. Don't worry about all of them. I don't actually think about it. I watched the inauguration, okay, because of that, basically, because I got touched by Biden and he sniffed my hair. That's not true. Okay. That's not true. But he does sniff people's hair. But anyway, I wanted to watch it basically to decode all of the Masonic symbology. So what it was a do for the elites. The real people were kept 1,000 miles away, probably fucking evacuated off to some, cave somewhere or something. And Biden, okay, is like off his tits, isn't he? I think the Librium are a little bit strong. I think he had one too many before he left the house. But it was like, Garth Brooks, he doesn't need a mask when he's bodying up with Michael and his other friend, Obama and Michael. Yeah, they don't need masks. They just does like man hugs and stuff. Yeah, which I found weird. It's like one law for everybody else. Them motherfuckers don't have to wear them. And I noticed a few little bullet points that Biden came out with is, you're all fucked, and I'm a neo-Nazi, and I don't like any of you motherfuckers, and I'll tell you what else as well. I don't like fake information on the internet, and I don't like basically fake news. So basically what he's saying is anything to do with truth, and this is in his presidential inauguration fucking speech, mind. He's going to be like, so I don't think he's a big fan of basically truthers. I'm just guessing. Wonder if he'll ever come up with anything flat earthy, like we're not in the mood for the flat earthers this year or something like that. That'd be great. So Lee, and then a high-end Satanist came on, okay, Laddie Gagag. She came on, or he came on, and basically she looked like, as you all know by now, by many memes that have been floating around, she looks exactly like that Minger on the Hunger Games film, standing over all of them. It's very much like the Hunger Games. In fact, this place is like Logan's Run. Soon, one day in the future, they'll be like, what are you? I'm an old person. Can I touch them cracks on your face? Do they hurt? No, they don't hurt. I'm an old person. Because old people won't be a fucking thing in their new weird reality, don't you know? Because they don't really care about them. They don't care about anyone. Yeah, they're just about to stamp and inject all of their cattle. Okay, it's a wonder they don't shear us as well. Okay, that's a fact. They're sensing us. How many they got? Don't need us all. How many are they going to get rid of? How does it guess? What if you had a crowd of 1,000? What about 1 in 4 people would just disappear off this realm. Would you notice that? Now imagine in a crowd of 1,000, 250, there's a dent, but there's still going to be loads of people around. Do you see what I mean? So that's what they're doing. They're just, basically purging. Okay, they are pruning the nations, all nations, and people are in them. You got to think about like what happens to all of them, like refugee camps they used to have, like Songath, full of thousands of refugees, and they were all like some of them in jails and stuff, waiting to go into different countries. You ever think about what happened to their fate, or people are just in like with no one to look after them or look out for them in the hands of the state. You ever thought what happened to their fate? It's not good. It's not good. They these people in positions, vulnerable positions, are not fucking safe in their hands. We know, and now in this as well, with the insane, police going insane on everybody. It's just like, wow, what happened there? Did they just lose all feeling, all emotion? They're all dead-eyed, all in the same game. They don't wear masks. A lot of them, do they? I've noticed. Fucking annoying, very selective. So shout a few more of you. If you're going to be, if you're here now, 700 nearly, I'll do 678. You shout in chat now, and I'll basically shout you out. Just say oi or something. Trump's plane was massive. I never seen it. I didn't even see him. I didn't watch him like basically bow out or anything. I just seen like the bullshit later, and I watched it on a feed off Flat Earther, Dave Manel's feed, on and off, and I just had the volume on reading. But then they had Jay hang low. Did you see her? Yeah, I always thought she was really, really like feminine and all of that. Not anymore. Not when she's with a gang. She looked like fucking Bruce the Bruiser. Yeah, she looked like a fucking doorman on the nightclub. So can't do it. Hi, say hi. Much love to you and your husband Rob. And you got Azia Seed. Good to see my brother. Hello, Martin. Oh, we'd love to bring the love and the light on Flat Earth British. I say me. And Lee's there as well, Flat Earth British, who's been working hard all week. Love him. Lizard Juice wearing off. Q Essence is lovely. And Jake Lepster. Oh, God. Lepstier. I'm terrible with fucking names. Very much excuse me. Dog person. I'm all right with that one. Fighting people is illegal. I don't think any of these laws matter anymore. This is a pandemic. It's like, read the laws for martial law, and that's what we got now. Because you can't, they say you can't do what you want. You can. As long as you're not, as long as you're, brave and don't give a fuck. Nasty little devil word. I'm not sure what that means. Maybe it's something. I had somebody complaining about my bad language and stuff again. It happens a lot. It's not going to end. It's not going to stop. I'm not going to not be me. It would be very unchristian of me not to be myself. Don't you think? Yeah, I know. See? So, be brave. What? That's what gets me about. Nobody really knows. What we're doing. The bigger picture. Because I don't think we're capable of. I think for reasons that we can understand. Okay, for reasons that we can understand about this reality, this matrix. But dreams will give us a good idea of what's going on. It seems interdimensional. It seems there's other realms attached to this place. And I've seen stuff, and other people I know have also seen stuff that they don't tell you about. They're supposed to be in reality, yet it is fucking real. Okay, so things are from elsewhere and in here with us at times. And then there's the thing about psychology. Now, I've been looking and watching, which I find incredibly interesting, and I'm going to look into a lot more, is some old films about LSD experiments in the 1950s, okay, carried out by Monroe Institute and others on US military and civilians, nurses as well, a nurse. And paranoid schizophrenics. Now, I was looking into some of these old videos where they interview people with apparently identity crises and apparently paranoid schizophrenics and other mental illnesses. But when you listen to them, what you find is these people are actually high-end intellectuals, and the people who are interviewing them or talking to them are so below them that they can't even, talk to them. And that's what I'm finding when I look into some of these films. And you really see it profoundly when you see some of these people taking LSD. They're just on a different frequency, and they're very much more intelligent than everybody else about them, is what I found when I was watching these films back. I'll link one at the end of this. It's absolutely amazing thing. Why am I so interested in this? Because I'm interested in the psychology. And the internet is one of the best studies of psychology you can ever imagine. How people tick. I've seen it all. Thankfully, Flat Earth British is a safe haven of sanity. God. So, yeah, it's LSD experiments on schizophrenic model. I'm listening to yourself. I find it really, really intriguing. So I'm going to share screen for a little bit. What time are we on now? 11 o'clock. It's on for a couple of hours. Good to see you, Vertic, my brother. Psycho reality. You just have to see it for yourself. Some of these people just really nail it, and it's just totally over the interviewee's head. And you're like, well, yeah, that's fucking right. They just see people like, for what they are. People can be selfish and ugly. Can you remember being a child? How really cruel kids could be, or spiteful kids could be, especially in a group. Do you ever suffer any of that with just groups, just being twats, and group think in a bad frame, And I've seen this thing overlap into adults with the same sort of thing going on. I have seen it. Really horrible. Okay. And kids can be horrible as well, but adults are equally as horrible. So part of this reality, unfortunately. Cara absolutely says, Axel, good to see you, my friend. And we got Joy in the house. Hiya, loves. And Annabella Echo, good to see you, Annabella, again. And Karen and Preston, Matt Lika, much love, my brother. And we got Dick Richards is in the house, and Epic Wise Up. All hail, Wise Up is in the house. What's happening, Mark? Good to see you, my brother. Fatima, I already said. Canada me shirt as well. Always here in the LSD water, please. Fancies a trip to you, Canada me. So yeah, it's like a nice vacuum cleaner for your mind, isn't it? Sucks all that bullshit away. Neil Russell. Tony Blair, yeah, what a shit he is. What's he doing now? The European Commission probably ends up with, they all end up giving these posts as attaches to something or other, don't they? But do you ever see the Chilcot inquiry ever come to fruition? Yeah, where him and his fucking mate in the President's Club, Bushy Wushy, are supposed to have been up in court for war crimes. Basically dropping bombs and killing loads and loads of people. Yeah. Do you think they ever got accountable? No. Do you think they ever will? Fuck no. Anyway, best reset ever. I would have missed it for the world. So shades, because my eyes like piss holes in stuff. That's better. Oh yeah, epic. So you can see what's in front of me. It's a computer. Okay. Somebody said I really tripped them out because I got different light year, right? And said I had red on my eyes like that. I said, you look like a robot, mate. It really tripped my head out. And why are your shows so trippy? Trippy person, yeah. Like British, isn't it? We love a bit of that. So there you go. Anyway, let's share screen. Oh, we don't want strobage. There we go. So much love to you all. We're going to be carrying on now with some images of the day and some thoughts on it all. Okay. So thanks for everybody for being here on an epic Flat Earth Day. And what an epic week on Flat Earth British. It really was a fantastic week. The comments I've had so many unbelievable things. I've been writing them all down. Suggestions, ideas, and everything under the sun. Okay. So I'm going to share screen and we're going to look at some of this stuff. And I'm going to come back briefly in a little while. So schizophrenia. Now you can... I picked a load of these up actually on the archive. Schizophrenia, model psychosis induced by lysergicide, acid diethylamine, LSD, 1955 government experiments when, they first got all the Hoffman laboratories, got acid, and sort of unleashed it on the public to see it was an experiment. Everything they do in here is an experiment. They just experiment on us. seemingly do what they want. You know, democracy is apparently supposed to be an experiment. Communism is an experiment, and all of these different theologies are living experiments. Yeah, you heard him say. You heard Biden say that, you know, this is not a failed experiment. This is, you know, America is not fucked, you know, and then he promises a load of bullshit and then just basically wipes out all Trump's fucking laws and makes a whole load of new Nazi ones for himself because he's fucking bought and paid for. So I won't show any of that video, but it is fantastic. Okay, guys. You know, there's a few linked up at the bottom as well, and they're well worth watching. I thoroughly enjoyed them. It's a good insight into psychology. This guy's a motherfucker, and the guy, he's a bit of a victim, but he's highly intellectual, what you find. So, Flat Earth British, Mud Floods, this is our website. Okay, if you don't know about it, you're new to my channel, okay, apparently I got a shop, apparently I got hundreds of items. Not that I've ever fucking heard anything about it or seen anything to do with it, but people keep buying them, but never fucking heard anything about it. And you can get onto my book, sure, okay. And we got another one coming. I've been sorting pictures out and stuff in the last few weeks, touching up the last bits. And we're going to try and get that released in the spring. You know, life goes on. We want, basically, want a trilogy eventually. But the next episode of the Holy Grail of the Flat Earth. So, you know, you can join me on Instagram. It's not on here, but oh, yes, it is. Instagram, a really, really big, you know, lots happening. I do little live events and stuff all the time on Instagram, guys, and live on Facebook as well. So get to Facebook. You can donate to poor old Skint Martin in fucking Ely. I'm not even joking. And I'm 2 channels down as well. So that was a motherfucker coming up to April. And with everything we got ongoing for this year as well. So Muflatataria Firmament, which is flat earthy as fuck. I noticed if I talk about alternative history, YouTube leave me the fuck alone. As soon as I say this isn't land and talk about flat earth, oh no, that video disappears off the face of the earth. Don't you know? Fasces, comets, technosmia, antiquitech shapes, airships, maps, giants, world's fairs, science, words, arts, architecture, resets, which we've been talking about for years now, fire, places, and aquatech and weather, and resources page. Click that, guys, you get hundreds and hundreds of books. Activities, and my son, Welsh Dragon Metals, who makes jewelry and shiny things the ladies would like, actually. He's on Instagram, he's on Twitter, and he's on Facebook. Lawrence Liedtke, Welsh Dragon Metals, who's my son and heir to the Leaker Millions, the non-existent Leaker Millions. So, images of the day we're going to go through now, guys. I hope you enjoy them, and they're going to be fun. So, today's number is 222. Let's see what images, because basically I've shared thousands and thousands of images this week, and every week I've shared millions over my 6 years on YouTube. Millions of links. Literally I must have done millions of comments. So, this is after the events in Boston, Massachusetts, and they set up the Daily Chronicle. But these, you know, maybe he was just traumatized, but they can't seem to get the newspaper. 1889. So it's not the Boston one. August 4 must be a bit later. So what's this? Hot ice. It's hot ice. Cronide hot ice. So he's got a job with the newspaper, but he's a little bit illiterate. It happens. Don't worry. I'm a little bit dyslexic and I'm an author. And I was in the Merchant Navy for 10 years and I can't really fucking swim. But I didn't plan on falling in. So Angela Myrtle, God, she's fucking hard on the eyes. No offense, Myrtle. Apart from being Hitler's like fucking daughter, she's a ringer for old Clara, don't you think? Clara had nice eyes, didn't she? I bet she was quite pretty. But I reckon they are definitely related. I do think they, you know, this girl was in school with the Ukrainian leaders. She was in the same class, actually. They're like best buddies. I noticed she's got this black and white check thing on, black and white check and black and white stripes. That's a Masonic thing too. Yeah. Jeez. So I'm not sure if these are giants that just die direct. Okay, die hard, which is the best way to die. Okay, but they say phallic shaped formations. I'm wondering if these could be like there must have been a purge of giant knobs in the past, and everyone just like basically plonked them in the ground, maybe, or are they just a quinky thing? They're a bit sharp, aren't they? They could be. Do you know what I think they are? Giant magic mushrooms. Giant magic mushrooms. They look like to me. Yeah, I don't see dicks at all. I see mushrooms. That's me. The world of Tataria. So yeah, they black out the skies, okay, because they probably got all this shit going on in the air, okay, and probably flying people. You know, all that shit you see in the Avengers, that shit is real. That's happened. So yeah, I think we had it all. We were on a different science back in the golden era. It was based on, you know, alchemical knowledge of vibration and sound and all the stuff that they hide from you with science, which is con. And in my mind, evil. I really do think science is evil. Well, you're using it now, Matt. You wouldn't have the internet. Yeah, I know. Isn't it a weird irony that you have to use the beast's tool to get to a truth, isn't it? So yeah, the brainwashing of the basically fascist Italians and crazy motherfucker. I don't know if Mussolini was crazy. Yeah, he probably was. Nice nasty face. It was exactly like Big Brother, okay, in the fascist days of Italy. So these are an interesting bunch of American Civil War chappies. Now, I spot problems, and I'll tell you what they are. Now, apart from these guys are supposed to have been the worst battles ever, well, you know, this guy's here, he's got the Masonic thing in here, okay, and they seem to have some good shit as well. They got a nice dog. I don't know why the dog's hanging around. It's supposed to be terrible battles. So they got a load of green bottled water, maybe a nice bottle of maybe whiskey or brandy or something, and they're all in Union blue. But one thing I noticed overall about the entire American Civil War is this, right? Nobody's uniforms fit. I mean, for the entire American Civil War. I mean, the generals, the greatest generals of the American Civil War, their uniforms do not fit. They are shit. Okay, look at Grant. He hasn't got a uniform that fits him. Okay, look at Sherman. Sherman looks like shit. Sherman, in his photographs, looks like he's been dragged through an edge backwards, like I just got off the battlefield. So look at these pair of bastards, right? You got Bill, okay, little fresh-faced Bill. I bet he haven't had too much cocaine at this period, though. Give him time. He did go to Yale, though. And there's his woman, or his, well, she does look woman-y, doesn't she? But that is basically Hillary. They've been together plotting against humanity a long time. Okay, who knows how many they've had? I'm not going to say that word. So, a Messerschmitt. Okay, German Messerschmitt. It's got a nice lucky number 11 on it. And he's going to drop bombs and kill everybody in a minute. Why is he doing the love hat? And he's got a big smiling face. You know, I'm getting this hippie buzz from this Messerschmitt at the moment, Hans. Don't you? So I'm not sure, but I think that they may have, you know, painted them all like, you know, you have skulls on your hats and you are bad people. Maybe one or two were a bit hippie, yeah, because they are pretty nuts, Germans. You get some funny fucking Germans, don't you? So I think he was all right. That Messerschmitt, Emmy. Messerschmitt. This lady, right, she's saying, try and put that fucking needle in me. I'm waiting for you, motherfucker. So she's waiting to be injected, guys. Yeah. This is a true spirited individual. Yeah. She ain't having none of it. Yeah. Look at that. Look at the determination in her eyes about this vaccine, guys. Yeah. Come on, get me, motherfuckers. I know. So this is just a personal pleasure because I love it. Says Mandy of Ely underneath, and this is Ely Bridge, Railway Bridge, and this is it back in the 80s. These archetypical little skinhead thugs. I was one of them. And I used to go, I think my name was on there somewhere. I wasn't a vandal. Much. Okay, narratives of famous history. The Buddha, or this Buddhist guy, setting himself alight in Vietnam as opposed to the Vietnam War. Right? So he pours petrol over himself. Yeah? And he sets himself alight. See, I've been thinking about this a lot. Okay? Not a lot, really, because that would be weird. I'm thinking about it a little, and I think this is fucking fake. I'm not sure if anyone would actually fucking pour petrol over themselves. It's like, it's not even his fucking problem. And if he's a Buddhist, then he should be in a field of empathy. Yeah. All right. It's a nice little protest. Look at the flames on him. Is he burnt? Yeah. His eyes are closed. Yeah. And the flames all around him, but his clothes are not on fire, are they? You think if he poured petrol over himself, at least his clothes would be on fire. Maybe just poured it down on one side of him. But these don't look too bothered. Oh, yeah, look, have a look. I got my camera ready. Look, there's a guy just set himself alight. Look, guys, there's a guy set himself on fire. Well, what a fucking hero. What a fucking donor. Don't do that, mate. It's out of your fucking hands. You can't fuck with fucking things in reality like that. Nice protest. Nice thought. Don't do it again. No, you won't be able to. If it's real, which I doubt. The Queen, she's a bit of a bitch. No offence to His Royal Highness, right? But yeah, this poor guy, he's got a busby on his hat. It's boiling fucking hot. He's Brian Gorot. He fell down. She don't, because she's side saddling, pretending she's like, I'll kill him later, you bastard, falling down on me. How disrespectful. She could hop down, be a true gentleman, and help this soldier off of his face, because his face is planted in the road. You know, his family, you know, probably be all executed. You know, probably just expunged from reality. She's the Queen, isn't it? She rules the world. So, this is a Russian photograph, actually, what really happens to human matter if they try to put it up into make-believe space. Because it'll go up so far and it turns up basically into a burnt piece of meat. You can see this is a human remains. So they're like, we better make something up and quick, is what they are thinking, because they know at this stage that nothing can go up there, because it basically cook before it even hits the fucking dome. Okay? Nothing goes to make-believe space is water. Okay? So this is the spirit of the past. Okay? Hint, fucking hint. Not this bit, because that would be wrong. The resistance in France, nice little mud flooder, yeah? They had chicks too in the resistance in France. So for that reason, it'd be well worth joining the resistance in France in World War II if you were a time traveler. Anyway, so yeah, they stuck up for themselves and they stuck up for their country at, you know, possibly a great cost, their lives. And in her case, with the fucking Nazis, probably a lot worse. So the same in Irish, yeah? This Irish chick, although it looks like a setup shot, yeah? But she definitely got an attitude. She's like, fuck off home, yeah? Because she's in Ulster and she don't want them there. So she's like, fuck off home, squaddies. Bam, bam, bam. So they had attitude then. So you see how people were in the past? I wonder what happened. So this is how people were in the past, yeah? He's thinking, oh, look at him. He's so cute. Don't think much of his Ku Klux Klan clothes, though. But the kid, he's innocent and hopefully uncorrupted. You don't see no bullshit like that going on. You know, smiling, being lovely and cute. What a fucking weird, twisted irony and strange place we live in, guys. Strange place we live in. The French were chopping people's heads off, at least to the 1930s. It's cars from the 30s, yeah? And they were doing a lot later. I think 1967 was the last time. And people would, what are you doing today? You're going to the movies? No, I'm going to watch somebody's head being chopped off. It is great fun. So I don't see why people want to see anyone else executed. You never fucking sleep. I would personally probably just have nightmares forever. So that would be stupid. Yeah, really. See someone's head chopped off. Yeah, whatever. And, son of a zippo. And then in the box. But, I think brain activity goes on after decapitation. I know it's a horrible thought, but I think the head is still thinking, probably still seeing. Wouldn't that suck? That's why they do it. The bastards, yeah. I find this quite provocative, I should say. Something odd with this, too. So this woman, right, she's been, stood up, yeah. She's got a few mental health problems, so she chucks herself off the top of the Empire State Building and lands on the roof of a car, as you do. At the bottom of the Empire State Building, the body of Evelyn McHale reposes calmly in a grotesque burial of her fallen body punched in the top of a car. Let's check her out. So she jumped, found all of them stories, still managed to grab onto the necklace that he bought her. She has nice leather gloves. They had gloves back then because they didn't want to touch anything because it was pandemic time. What happened to her feet? She hasn't got a drop of blood on her. In fact, she looks like she's fast asleep. Yeah. I'm not sure if she actually did that, but it looks like she's crunched it because that would happen, I guess. I reckon that would happen. If you landed properly, yeah, you could probably walk off that. If she had cracked her head into the fucking door. So, yeah, what a stupid fucking thing to do. If she'd have just waited a couple of weeks, she probably would have missed the right, yeah? But she weren't willing to wait. She was like, oh, I'm so sad. It might not have been over, man. Probably was. So yeah, fuck the gooks in Vietnam. What you got to do is sort your dogs out, man. Yeah, and the odd squatty, I guess, but that's proper order. That's what you should be doing in war, saving all the animals, all the dogs. Let the people wait. No offense, they are annoying. This would have been an excellent target if you were basically if you was a U-boat commander, okay, like das boat, yeah, the Otto. Load the tubes. We have 1 or 2 and people crossing. So apparently troop ships did get basically hit. But on this troop ship, there's probably a squillion people. I wouldn't even estimate how many's below decks. There's probably a couple of thousand above decks. More than a couple of thousand above decks. So that ship must be really, really heavy. But I'm guessing this is the end of the war. I can't imagine them risking taking that many people back to the States. Can you? On a cruise ship. But I guess, you know, it's an idea of how many people they can actually get on a cruise ship. And when I was down in Devon over Christmas, they had 5 cruise ships out in the bay. Get a lot of people on there. Just saying, yo. So, this is Sitting Bull, yeah? He's fucked up Custer, and now he's sitting, and this woman's playing in the jams. She's like, now, this one's called Fat Boy Slim, okay? Do you like it? No, me hip no like. Okay, what about this one, the Prodigy? Smack my bitch up. Have you heard this one? No, me no like. Oh, fucking hell, you're hard to please. What about Chemical Brothers? Hey, you, hey, girl, you heard that one? You? No, me like, no, thumpy. Got anything nice? So I think that's what went on. I think he's just playing him tracks. That's what I would have done anyway. I'd have played all my favourite reggae, few of my heavy metal stuff and all like that. Just shredded this Brian. Can you imagine him with half hour of Frank Zappa? That guy would be pogoing off that screen. It would be fucking epic. Anyway, the movie, Bonnie and Clyde. Now, Bonnie, I want to talk a little bit about Bonnie. Bonnie, as in Bonnie with Clyde, okay? Faye Dunaway, although a looker, yeah, like a real looker, she was really fucking troublesome, wasn't she? And basically, she's like baiting him up to do shit and stuff as well. So how did it end up? Tommy gun bullets through the side of their car, and they done apparently the dance. Yeah, you know the dance when the Tommy gun bullets hit you. Yeah, it's a groovy dance. It's called the Tommy gun dance. The movie had 100 times more bullets in it than in reality, so that's fucking, you know, sensationalizing it. So yeah, I always found it intriguing, the old story of Bonnie and Clyde, the old gangsters. I got gangster stuff, me. So he did too. See Winnie, yeah, he liked Tommy guns. He liked gangster stuff. Look at him gangsting her up. What happened to the background, I don't know. I'm suspecting he's in the battle somewhere. See this guy here? He's his bodyguard. How do I know? Because I watched a thing, I'll tell you, when I used to watch it 100 years ago called Hitler's Bodyguard. It's really fucking good. Churchill's Bodyguard. Now, this guy, he's good. Fuck me. Remember that time you forgot to think? Oh, my God. He's going to get a sawn up. Not in a good way. That is not good. So, he's been on lockdown so long, right? He's thinking, I'll go outside and paint the windows for a while. Like you say, you know, stir crazy, being stuck in for a while, you make irrational decisions like stepping out your window. But, you know, lockdown, you know, you can't get out and stuff, and it makes you nuts. So I think this is good thinking. I do this. So how am I going to get to the top of this? Put a ladder on the top of there. I think a cow fell from the sky because there seems to be a pair of legs up there or something's up the lamppost. Yeah, I'd go up there. So he's parked his lorry, he's put it up there, and he's gone up there. I think that's safe. No, that's okay. No, that's perfectly acceptable. Well, Lincoln. So I think Lincoln is an actor, I think. Okay. Looks nothing like his earlier photograph. He looks like Dr. fucking Death in these photographs. No offense to Americans. Yeah. We love you. But he looks really iffy. He looks like Skeletor. There's something wrong with his face. Why is it all like this? And he's 7 foot tall. He was a giant, you know. Yeah. So anyway, he's identical to the young John Brown. So is it possible John Brown's body never laid any fucking where? It just set up in a new guise a little bit later. Or he could be Jefferson Davis, the Confederate president, who he can wave at apparently through the White House window, and Jefferson Davis across the Potomac can wave to him from his window. Yeah, they're mortal enemies apparently. Is the narrative. Doesn't that sound fucking stupid? Yeah, I know. So I think, you know, he's a bit of an actor going on. Blood Flood. Mud flood. So this building looks like it was in place, and this building looks like it's in place. It's a definite mud flood, and looks like all of this shit came in later and half buried this building. Is what it would appear. I can't imagine why you would dig all that out, put the building in, and leave the mud there. But same for the other building, which already shows mud flood damage. Door in the air, halfway up. Mud flood. So here we go. Set up American Civil War. Okay, we got McLaughlin here. Yeah, he's got the slows. He can't do shit. Okay, he sends him off to battle right after the Battle of Bull Run, Battle of Bullshit fucking Run. Yeah, the great skedaddle. You don't know about it. You should do. And then he's like, you've got to have a major battle now. You need to get, you know, basically all like hundreds and hundreds of thousands of cannons and people together to have this massive battle somewhere. Okay, and apparently it takes like forever. So this is the narrative that he turns up personally to give McLaughlin a kick in the fucking ass and say, get on with it. Now, one of the highest generals in the Union Army, and he's got like, what did he ask his aide? Can you stick sticks up in the back of my tent to hold it up? And is this any way to greet a president? Yeah, with a table, chuck an American fucking flag over in 2 candles. This guy's 7 foot tall. And he's not even really looking at him. He's looking over there at Nothingsville. And he's not even looking at him, really. Is he cockeyed? He's looking over there at Nothingsville. I don't think this is even happening. I've always been suspect of all of these, you know, narratives, you know. So, yeah, Lincoln turning up to have a word and say, get a fucking move on. Apparently. I don't believe it. Great president in a shitty tent. And look at him. What a way for a general to be, so, you know. And again, nothing fucking fits. Not even the president. Detroit's a cool city. I like Detroit. Shame they knocked so much of it down. But it's the film in Fight Club, isn't it? Yeah. So if they didn't knock half the city down, we wouldn't have had the film Fight Club. So, you know, for that token, there's always a bright side. Oh. Beautiful, beautiful opera house. And look what they got outside of it. Isn't that fabulous? Seashells. She sells seashells on the seashore. These look like, I thought they were facets. But they got a keystone in the dome. Take the keystone out. The water comes in. So yeah, with flip. So I'm guessing if it did flip, that would be, you know, the electromagnetics and the lower layers of the dome would probably come down. This has to be fake, and I'll tell you for why it has to be fake. Apart from there's no obvious building or anybody building this arm for the Statue of Liberty, which is apparently built in a park, and the rest is built in a workhouse, or a warehouse, excuse me, and they put it all together later. So this is made of copper and steel, and then they take it down, lay it down, and they bring it out onto the street. Is it through the gates? Okay, well, we'll buy that. And then what you do with it? You stick it on the back of these carts. Then what you do with it? How are you going to move this from that location to the barge to take it over to be built on Liberty Island? Yeah, that is fake. Yeah, that's fake as fuck. That ain't there either. And what a stupid thing to do anyway, stick in a pack and try and make us believe it. Ridiculous, I think. And anyway, they all look different. All the different shots of the early Statue of Liberty look different. So, air hostesses, if we ever go back to be flying, this is how they looked back in the old days, guys, back days of hot pants and stuff. So I think this is it. I think this is the score, right? I think they have hot cabin crew. Okay, so you are basically not looking out of the window to see the flatness. So that's why it's a psyop. Yeah, they have hot cabin crew to keep your eyes off the window so you don't see the flatness. Cunning trick. All fall for that. So here's a couple of famous Freemasons. Okay, we got Stalin and his predecessor Lenin, and they got that shitty look on their eyes, saying, "What? If only they knew, eh?" They're all so stupid, aren't they, Joseph? Yes, but I'm going to steal your everything. But you didn't get like laid in state the same way. Oh, yes, you did. So you can still visit him. He looks exactly the same now, although he's a mummy. So this young lady, although very, very pretty, would become one of the biggest slavers in human history. Yes, that's right. Mother Teresa. She was an elitist from Calcutta who eventually became the biggest child exporter in human history. So here's a rare shot of Marilyn Monroe and JFK. Somebody sneaked a look through the door when they were all snugged up watching I Love Lucy or whatever they were into. So you don't see many of them. I think it's the only one I've ever seen. Yes, Stalin had a handmason thing, John Trotter. That was the point of the photograph. Sorry, I missed that. Thank you for that. So, the Eyes of Evil. Do you recognise this young man? This is a relative of the Duke of Marlborough, okay? One of the British elites who became a tyrant. His name? Churchill. Well, Churchill was a bastard. Not long after he came back from the Boer War, where he boasts and writes about killing endless people by shooting them in the face with his Mauser, then he's involved in this famous siege called the Stanley Street siege in London, where the people who were in there, he said, set the building alight, burn them alive. And he literally set this building alight in Stanley Street as a young man like this, yeah, and he burnt these people alive. All, you know, you can see the photographs, and I think there's a little bit of film out there as well of it, the Sydney Street siege. This guy was a fucking true monster. He killed really early on in his life, and he just kept on that psychopathic nature. He couldn't wait for war. He was a warmonger, yeah. Sued for peace, they did, a fucking 100 times. He just wouldn't let go. He wouldn't let go. He was one of them. Fucking bastard. So, this is interesting. Parthenon, okay, statue of Hercules, but the Parthenon in this picture, okay, I think it's 1770, I can't remember, 17 something, late 1700s, is buried in mud. Buried that deep. Later photographs is still a bit buried by Hubert Roberts, who does loads of these mud flood pictures. So this is a nice Antiquitech building, look. Look at all these. Not sure what it is. It's in Germany, obviously. This building is the right way up. There's not many of them in reality. 750 you watching. Much love to you all, guys. Thanks every single one of you. Massive virtual hug. That's all I can manage. And appreciation for you all being here. Massive respect to all. So this is Victorian disinfectant sanitizer in the streets, okay, after an outbreak of smallpox in an early London photograph. So they say they had an outbreak of smallpox, and then these guys who look really like they've had a hard life, and this guy, he's a bastard. Look at the eyes on him. Get fucking moving. I don't know why people put up with tyrants. I just can't be told what to do, buddy. Yeah, I don't care how big they are. Just don't care. It's me. And they're just going to sanitize the streets of London, you know, in the 1800s. So this shit been going on forever, ever. So, no conclusion of what's happening with railed windows. But this one is overkill, isn't it? It's on a church, and you got the bars, and you got this. And some of them are really high in the air, and it's like they're keeping something in, or they're keeping something out, or this is part of the tech, part of the conduit for the charge, etc. An outlet, if you like, maybe. But fact still remains, there's an overwhelming amount of railings and guards on churches in antiquity, and I can't help thinking that there was something else going on, you know, guys. So, the Phoenicians, look, see this thing here? Observe, it's the laurel leaf of control, yeah? The Cherubinowski has one as well, okay? And you can't have one, be a ruler, unless you got one, okay? Now, observe a picture coming up shortly, and you will see this same two opposing Tauruses that you will see around the EU flag, or excuse me, the UN flag, the azimuth equidistant that they use. So here's some more Victorians, just hanging out in a garden, boiling hot summer's day, so the women wear as much material as they possibly can. Now, not the women sweat, because they don't, they perspire, but I bet they sweated like bastards. I bet you. Now, fight of British getting sadder and reminiscing about the old days. So, the other night, we had a crazy, weird stormage, and before then, we had a power cut. Yeah, the electric went off. I went down to my electric cupboard, and it was all, the screen was all blackened like something fused, and none of the street lights came back on, and the one outside is still broke. So we had some sort of surge here 2 days ago. Happened all the time when I was a kid, yeah? They had these, like, strikes, and this is when the bread, because of the electric and the miners' strike in the 1970s, this was my local bakery, Franklin's Bakery. Guys, you haven't lived until you've had a Franklin's pasty. In fact, they were the benchmark for pasties. They were flaky. They were lovely. In fact, I missed one. I need one now. I need more than one now. So they were so good in Franklin's. They would have queues. And guess what, guys? I had to be in this queue once with my mother. Am I that little kid? No, I'm not. That's a girl. But that looks like my mother. And this was, we had power cuts. One Christmas we went shopping, and it was all, department stores were all candlelit with like tea candles. And they just kept, we'd be there in candle lit with the fire going and no telly. No, we had battery radios, yeah, because we have no electric. And this is how it was in the past. Queues, power cuts, and fucking bleak Britain. I love this shot. This is of the Coldstream Guards before they embarked for the Crimean War, and they're in Istanbul. Okay, you see in the background. So this is 1860s, and it's the Coldstream Guards, and they bring their entire families with them in these days, guys, to go to war. You bring your wife, you bring your kids. I'm not even joking. They took their whole families, especially the commanders took their families as well. It's like to really dangerous places. And it was a thing to do. They even had war tourism. What you do in this season? Oh, I'm going to watch a battle over in Europe at the Crimea because it's got warmer. They had a terrible winter, though, because more people died of basically the weather, heat stroke, and freezing temperatures in the winter in the Crimean War than any fatalities or casualties, which was only about 12,000, I believe. So here she is, all built, okay, and below you can see remnants of the Star Fortage, the shape of the Star Fortage, and this is supposed to be a mandala effect. This is because they closed it apparently after 9/11, but I've heard other people saying because the fact, and I've known about this all my life actually since I was a little kid, is in the First World War there was an attack on New York by some submarines and some artillery, and apparently it's been closed since then. But yet you get photographs of people hanging out of the Statue of Liberty when it's supposed to be closed. So let me know anybody who's been in the head of the Statue of Liberty and looked out, because it's supposed to be closed for forever. Yeah, there, people in it. And this is the Washington Monument, which you looked at many, many times. I'm just wondering what all of these masses of people are doing out in the middle of nowhere. The city's all around. It was pig farms at that time there, but they built this fantastic monument as high as you can imagine, and just like little wooden shacks around. And I can't help imagine, they look like concentration camp shacks, and there's a whole load of people, and they're in the center of this place. Sure, I'm just wondering if there's a connection. They do look like dormitories or something where people could stay. So right in the middle of Washington. Suspicious photograph, and there's people lining up as well, guys. So it's not for any inauguration, I doubt. So this is the coolest salesman in London back in the day. Okay, and how to make full use of your mud flood basement. Okay, and he's probably standing on a box anyway. But isn't that cool? See the mud flood drainage there. So I think that's fantastic. I think that's definitely the thing to do. Okay. Otto, can you hear anything? Hans, will you talk quietly? You nearly burst my eardrums. Oh, sorry, Otto. Otto, do you think we look stupid in this? No, Hans, I think we look really fashionable. Just don't let anyone ever photograph us and see us in the future. So, yeah, this is listening out for enemy aircraft. Obviously looking, silly sausages, but not really. Yes, really. You really, really do look stupid. And somebody did take a photograph and take it over to the future. Hans and Otto, and now we're having a good laugh at you. So, he was another silly sausage. It's Icarus, isn't it? So what's he do, Icarus? So, he makes wings, and he sticks them on with wax, and he flies up to the sun, because it's basically under the dome. Okay? And he gets too close, and his wax melts, and he falls to the ground. Okay? So, it's interesting architecture in the back of Icarus's world. So there's stacks of paintings of Icarus, but I find it's fascinating. And they put the maze in this picture. So you get like the maze, the tower, and Icarus falling to the ground. I think it's a definite, that the sun's close. Otherwise, why would he even be flying to it? Yeah, 93 million miles away. I don't know, but it's just a beautiful composition and excellent color. And someone in, a statue, bronze, lovely bronze work. and somebody with their books, an old gentleman in thoughtful moments, which I find really, really nice. Don't you? Thoughtful contemplation. Actually looks rather serious. God, that looks so lifelike, his face, doesn't it? Captures that moment he's thinking about something and it's bugging him. I have them moments. So, that is a beautiful composition for a photograph, I must admit. I should have that for a thumbnail at some stage. Really lovely. Anyway, let's have a look at some Tatarians. Okay, some Tatarians. Oh, they're a mixed bunch, aren't they? Look at this one here with the clown's hat on. I think that these are actors, you know. They're all in different clothage from different parts of the world, really. And these knights don't look freaking real. And what they got the trident on their shields. Interesting. Okay, Tesco's. They're I worked for Tesco's a few times actually, and they're if you don't know, they're a retail outlet in Britain, and they suck bad. Okay, they stink. So why is this on basically a leather bound thing in antiquity? Is this because Technical Supply Corporation, okay, was actually Tesco back in the day? Somebody thought they'd tell me that. I found it was quite amusing. I do too. Tesco's a shit to work for. I know it's a really grainy image, but what it is, it's a giant in Ely. And I remember him when I was a kid. There was a guy on stilts used to come around on a Sunday. I don't know what it was all about. We used to chase him. Oh, I wish I was a better image. Come up my face, but it blew my head off to see it. I was like, yeah, the giant. He used to come around on stilts, guys. He was about 8 foot tall. They used to have like brass bands on a Sunday, like the Salvation Army. Come and join us. Come and join us. Now, this is a beautiful building. I love this one. Well, probably Bliss House, aptly named, was demolished in 1871. So this is an old world building. It was built as an old post office in the High Street. It's said to be the residence of John Astley, Master of State of Jewels in the reign of Queen Elizabeth I. So it's given it's around in the 1500s, you know, with Elizabeth. So it's a post office apparently, but a fine old decorated building from 500 years ago. Knocks spots off anything they could ever produce today with decoration. It's absolutely beautiful. I love it. Doesn't feel Tudor though, considering it's supposed to be Tudor. Doesn't feel Tudor at all. Stranger. Interesting little discovery got sent in to me by a subscriber. Now, this church is in Reykjavik in Iceland. And I tried to find some images or photographs of old Reykjavik, but I've yet to discover any outside of what's on Google. But I'll do a bit more of a search when I get more time. So this church was built, okay, and it took 40 odd years to build, guys, but it was completed as recent as the 1980s, they say. Okay, I know that's in recent times, but look at the aesthetics on this. It's the highest church in the whole of Iceland, in Reykjavik, its capital. I'm guessing it's dominating the city. It's a really interesting country. I think I should look more into Iceland, you know, guys, apart from its amazing volcanicity, etc. Oh, that was another thing in that volcanicity article in the books. Pick up on, guys. He talks about the correlation between comets and volcanoes. I missed that. Really should bring that up. That was important. So, he painted matchstock men and matchstock cats and dogs. This is L.S. Lowry. I think he died in probably around 1976, around that period. And he used to paint northern towns, industry, to be more specific, Salford and Manchester. Okay, and people's lives and this industrial landscape, you know, of mills and everything at this period, 1920s and earlier. But yeah, I love L.S. Lowry. I literally look at blocks like this when I'm up north, and I think like, wow, that looks like a Lowry painting. Look at this old world tech building left in the middle of nowhere, red bricker. I wonder how much of that is buried. Just left to rack and ruin. Whatever happened to it, hard to even say. So, interesting little article. This I picked up on Facebook. In Buddhism, for without waves, Chinese, Japanese, okay, is the lowest level of the Naraka or hell realm, with the most suffering, in which the dead who have committed grave misdeeds may be reborn. It is said to be a cube. 20,000 Yojanus, or 300,000 kilometers to side. Buried deep underneath the divine earth, non-visible. So, in this narrative, according to Buddhism, there's a giant cube, a bit like the film The Cube, isn't it? Below our feet. And isn't that interesting, considering the amount of the cube is basically pushed into the whole of this matrix narrative. The puzzle pieces are all connecting together, guys. They are all connected together. I got, every single aspect of this is connected. And once you put two dots together, the rest fall in place. So the mirror image, I'm not saying for a second that a polar flip could happen, okay, but I'm saying that this narrative in this book, when you get to the end, sort of suggests that there may be, electromagnetic anomalies, not the whole flip, because I think that would be disastrous, but lesser ones is what's suggested. And I think it's highly interesting because this place is electromagnetic. So you can get good OG these days, guys. I bet that really fucks you up. So where am I? Sleepy Joe OG you can now buy, and then you can talk as slow as Joe. Then you can like waffle off like a complete buffoon. No one will even notice. They'll probably make you the leader of the world if you act like Joe stoned. Yeah. So Sleepy OG, not bad. Try that. A azure covered skull. So these are I can't remember. Help me in chat. I can't remember what stones they were. I was going to say opals. They're not. Oh dear. Oh, turquoise. It's okay. My brain just came back to me. Sometimes it just leaves and fucks off. It just came back. Yeah, turquoise. And check the mind's eye. I love that touch. What do you think of that, guys? Mind's eye. Look into my mind's eye. Look at what you can see. So, no coinky think. Years ago, when Lisa Simpson made it to president, which she did, okay, very annoyingly. This new one, yeah, this vice president dude guy, says it's just got the purple, the Phoenician purple on the same old necklace. All right, the shirt's a bit different, but coinky dink, think not. It's all programmed, isn't it? You know what's going to happen. So it's programmed. I just said that. Subconscious program is extremely easy from the ages of 0 to 7. During this time period, the brain primarily operates in the theta brainwave frequency, which is very similar to hypnosis. 95% of adult life is dictated by the programming received during these crucial years. Theta brainwaves are still accessible in the latter. So they're aware of this, and it's really dodgy what the young people are privy to, and this computer world and everything else, and these computer fucking games it's not good, guys. So Amber Bird, he's having a little chat on a 1955 show here, okay, but they know what map to use. Okay, they use the azimuthal, equidistant, flat Earth map with Admiral Bird talking stuff just to give the game away, don't you know? Yeah, I know. So there's Mr. Hair Sniffer himself. Oh, look at Donald. Mr. Bush being coached in. There's a lovely little touch. Oh, they're a cozy, happy little family, aren't they? Yeah, the president. Oh. So, feel that. That's from a day to sharing memes all. That's from sharing memes every day. I said that wrong. But, yeah. That's for your keyboard warrior. It's going to get you the honeys, man. Yeah, she's going to feel your muscles. Be the end of it. Yeah. Love is strong. So she's got the laurel leaves on her head, just like the Phoenicians. Okay. There's a weird video I seen earlier somebody posted. They had two women behind President, one dressed in pink and one dressed in white. And they disappear. And then they reappear. It's almost as if there was two takes. Look at them sneaky fucking eyes. What are you thinking? And there she is with the dove from above, but actually it's supposed to be the dove of peace, but that's bullshit because it's a dove with the wings open, plasma charge, zappy zappy. So there he is, laddie gagag. Okay, most annoying person ever. The new Hunger Games movie looks intense. No shit, Sherlock. It's worse than the film. Okay. It's a good job she didn't come out with, Whitney Houston's "I believe the children are our future. Treat them well and let them lead the way" sort of thing going on. That would be really fucking hideous. So here's that actor who plays Tony Stark, who's a heroin addict. Arguing with a woman is like reading the software license agreement. In the end, you ignore everything and click, I agree. I agree. It's just no point. Don't even bother fathoming what's Brian and pathetic. So here's Tony Montana. Yeah, come on me, my little friend. Okay. A Florida man has been found dead in his mansion along with 29 other corpses, 2 tons of cocaine, 14 AK-47 automatic rifles, and 4.5 million in used banknotes. Police say it's definitely COVID-19 related. I should fucking cocoa. So Tony Montana, come on, me and my little friend. So apparently I want to go here. In fact, I wanted a flat earth cafe. That was another one of my dreams. I wanted to invent a mayonnaise called Yeah Man. Say, do you want a Leaker burger with Yeah Man? And then you go, yeah man. So we'd all be just like, yeah man, in pizza. That's my dream, my little fantasy Brian. But that never comes to fruition yet. Yeah, if anybody even eats again, everyone don't die. So yeah, flat earth pizza. Yeah, brilliant. So this cat, he's going to sleep on this statue. I think that's really cute. Found a nice little place and going to sleep. My bunny rabbit jumps up on my lap and touches me. I'm like that. Yeah, a bunny rabbit. A super intelligent bunny rabbit. Yeah. So this Greco-Romano place is literally Rome. It's got wooden going up to it. I think they're just replacing this bit here. Difficult to say the context of that picture. Let's move on. Okay, that's me. Flat Earth British. Wow, I've been talking forever again. Wow. I don't care. That was fun. Enjoyed that. So, food for thought. Hope we got you all thinking there. So, Scotty, super sticker off my brother, Scotty, in the Windy City. The Windy City is awfully pretty. Tony Sachs, who plays the sax. Is that a guess? No, because I heard him say. Cut, folks. Power to the people. The power is with the people and always has been. Okay, they just need to make sure everyone remembers to remember. Okay, and basically, a thing that, the nasty thing that's happening now is like we're going to be like social lepers, aren't we, if we're not maskers, if you're not going to play the game. This thing's advanced the way they're going to do it, which means this, like, this big division against the people who can actually think for themselves and don't watch television, and the people that watch television are completely fucking stupid. It's a really annoying scenario. So, but great division. So we'll be like social lepers. And everything else that they say. You're not allowed to say these things that I'm saying now. Okay, even if though I can show overwhelming proof, I could right now, without a shadow of a doubt, that all this is fucking bullshit. Okay, fucking cold, and all of this. Squirrel Sniper, who's the epicest moderator ever, and Anno, good to see you, Anno Bohumi. And HKNY3E. Can you get yourself a name? Just saying. Squirrel Sniper. Good to see you. The man with the cats in Logan's Run is the guy with cracks on his face. That was played by Peter Ustinov. Okay, I don't know why I know that. It is, though. It's Peter Ustinov. He was also an Estonian like myself, and he was a fine actor. Hopefully he wasn't one of them. I just done that. So, Chris Duggan, good to see you. And Hippie Shaker was Teresa. So, let me just, excuse me a minute. So, thank you all for coming by. Wow, another 3-hour event. Oh my God, guys. Is anyone going to watch all of these? Well, I guess they did the last one. So, what's this been about? Okay. Electromagnetic phenomena in a book. Birds going everywhere, not finding their way home. Volcanicity increased in the early part of the 1800s, and the suggestion of some sort of magnetic pole flip, which is very possible with the Four Angels model and Mount Meru north and south, because it's a magnet, and magnet, with the magnetic declination can flip. Just saying. Anyway, Andrew, good to see you as well. Andrew Eldman, and 2.88 Magic Mushroom is in the house as well. Good to see you. Isabella, good to see you as well. Wow, love, Stealth Truth. Stealth Truth. Yeah, bullets just bounce off, Stealth Truth. In fact, they can't raid our stealths, so they can't raid our Stealth Truth. Wood Nichols, caffeinated and vaccinated. Ooh. I'd rather step in dog shit than a mask. Do you know that? My face is covered with masks every fucking way. And as I was talking to UAP last night, this was a real scenario, guys. They'd have this taped off. Yeah, they'd have like, this shit's Black Death, man. You're going to be fucking dead if you touch it. Yeah, yeah, everywhere, the whole of Christendom and floating up in the sea is masks. Yeah, and they're fucking disgusting. They're absolutely vile. I'd rather step in dog shit than a mask, and I'm not even joking with that. And I don't even like stepping in dog's poo. Who does? So, caffeinate. Good to see my brother Wood Nichols. We've got to hook up sometime, my friends, because we do some funny stuff. Emma Coombs, time for you as well. And all my other brothers and sisters. Roots there again. 432. Carrotage is there too. Chris Duggan's there. And Burdick. What are you saying? Martin is available for the best man speeches. No. As long as I don't have to go to the wedding, eBay. But yeah, they have got like pluses going to weddings. I can see the plus side. Flat Pie. Good to see you. Oh no. That was Glenn. Flat Pie just read your comment. There is a Flat Pie. And Annabella Echo, I've read you. Oh, so guys, thanks so much for popping by. So many of you, 750 watching, and everyone on Facebook. Wow. So 5 hours ago, I was like, 2 minds. I was like, I can't let everyone's on Flatterday. But I was like, well, Brian is so foggy. Can I get my shit together? But apparently I've managed to get my shit together. I always manage to click my fingers. And in the zone, in the Martin Leaker zone, and get on with business. So I'll be back in a day or two. Obviously, Flat Earth British Think Tank channel's down, and Italian channel's down. So we've only got this one at the moment, guys. And I got another channel called Nectar, Martin Leaker's Nectar. It'd be really useful if I could do a little bit on there, because I've got stacks of stuff I want to bring up, and I can't. So I'm going to link everything up you've seen in all them pictures and everything else. And then books, look them over. They're absolutely incredible. The Krakatoa book is a right trip. Read all of the, things that, you wouldn't think would be associated with basically volcanicity. Okay, especially electromagnetically. Oh, I seen you there, Zach. Were you there? Oh, good to see you, my brother. Somebody else who's good times for all, who is into electromagnetics, the same as myself. Now, good to see you, Carl, as well. Supernatural Life. Good to see you, Glyphs here as well. Rata, what's happening? And Zinaru. I always get confused with that. So let me just put a little banner up so you can get hold of me there, Matt Leaker 7, and there's the website there for any information on this basically topic, and you find out pretty much everything you want to know on there. Okay. And hello from Castle Rock, Colorado. Oh, I looked into Castle Rock. I think there was something there before. Yeah, it's a crazy place, that. Phrased Eyebrow, good to see you. And the real Yoda. Satan is just an eternity. What a weird fucking statement is that? Don't take anything from there. That's all bullshit anyway. All of it. FE rules. I wouldn't have wrote that as a kid as a vandal. FE rules. Because it's like, ruly sort of thing. Don't do leaders in this new world. George, good to see you again, my brother. Patty Lee. Blazers. We've had enough of all the hierarchy stuff, haven't we? Don't you think? Yeah. People telling other people what to fucking do. No, that shit's bullshit. Brian Metz. Check out FBV Angel. Have many times. I know him. He's been around on the scene as long as I have. Came out at the same time, really. Tina O. Old Flat Earther like myself. And Alfredo. Good to see you, my friend. You can email me, or so you can send me a video. Ooh, I don't know. Time. I got like a lot of people getting really upset with me when I, basically can't go on Hangouts, because basically it's only so many hours in a day. Yeah, and I got like Brian problems. Yeah, there's a pandemic on. I got other things going on as well. She's me like head fucked. Anyway, autodidactic. We are the creators. You know it, my brother. And Mr. Cut Folks. Good to see you. And Margaret Walker, Walter, I didn't see you there. And Lutu. Up the rebels with the rebel yell. Out the scalp there. Just climbs to the bottom, climbs to the top and again. So also to deck rules. Leo Queen. Love this topic. It's addictive, Leo Queen. Can't leave her alone, mate. For years. I was just looking at my images earlier on today from like 2015. I was still downloading images of old mud flooders and all of that before I really, understood it. I was definitely nearly there as early on as that, which is really weird. I didn't really realise. Nether Wormington, nice to meet you. And the man with no name, excellent. Oh, are you guys atheists too? I'm not an atheist. Who said that? I've never been an atheist in my life. Why did you presume that? I'm just not going with their paradigm. I'm completely connected. I would like a red hot telephone call straight to the creator going on right now. So no. I don't do much in my reality without thinking about what the Most High. If I'm going to be naughty or something, I'll be like, instant cam. Most time, got a definite connection. And never been an atheist. But I don't think of God as a Zeusy, pissy guy, okay, who's got a big beard, lives in the clouds, who's wrathy and really wants to fuck everybody up. I'm not really going with that's the reality, okay? My God is loving, okay? It's male and female, but I feel more female. But it's really loving and embracing and warm. And that's how reality is. It's a caring beast. It looks after you, okay? When you're on the right road. Truth will put you on the right road, okay? And more truth will present itself to you once you go on this road. And then you'll know in your heart that you're on the right track, okay? Like magic it is. Good morning from Punket. Oh, good to see you. Do you know Punket Word, my brother, Nick? Just check him out, brother. He's absolutely epic, brother. Not in many years. Ninja. Good to see you, Ninja Play. And Margaret, I said that. Who's that? Jimmy? Jimmy Vortex. Good to see you, my friends. What's autodidactic Campbell saying? Yes, but the creation is still happening. Yeah, well, it's evolving with us. I hate that word because evolution is bullshit. But I mean, it's coming along with us. And as soon as we're ready for the great unveiling, because we might not be, when we've upped our vibration enough to meet the day, which most of us are doing by now, then it'll be shown what this place truly is. Maybe you won't even like it. Yellow Submarine. Yeah. Lost at Sea. Juan Torres, good to see you. Martin Bravo, what's happening? You and John Levy need another epic show together. Well, we can sort that out. We was going to have a show with John as well, with John, with Campbell and UAP yesterday. But like John works in the cafe, don't he? And he only gets like Sundays and Saturdays off, so he's had to get a hang up with. But we will try and get that. We'll try and do a Fab 4 for you all. We was basically wanting to do that this week. That would have been exciting for us all. But it's coming, so do not despair. That will be epic, okay? Like I say, John's a busy man. And he's got business. Claire Wing, good to see you, loves. And Isabella and Jack, who is there. Who else haven't I missed? There's so many of you guys. There's so many of you. There's 800 of you watching, and I'm just about to go. So that's been 3 hours. I hope you do watch this back. Make sure to share this out. Make sure to support Martin, who's flat earth British, me, basically. And get my book as well. There's a new book coming out soon, okay? Book 2, which will be pre-orders maybe in the next month or so, which is very exciting because it talks about a lot of the topics that have actually unfolded. And like, I think a lot of the work that we've done has been very prophetic. A lot of the stuff we talked about has happened. I first talked about epidemics and contagions. Look back on Flat Earth British Celtic Tatarian channel, and you will see like 4 years ago we were talking about plagues being deliberate and what happens in the medieval period with the Black Death and all of it. It's all on there. Been doing it for years. Yeah, and then we're here. The irony is just so fucking weird. Anyway, much love to you all, flat thumbs. I hope you all had a really lovely time whilst here and spreading the love and up in the vibration in Flat Earth British chat feed, which is important. Randy Weathers, good to see you. Love the content. Oh, thank you. We do try. And Ellie Waltz, good to see you, friend. And Spanish Chicken. Ta-ta, sweetness. Have a good evening and have a good weekend. Thank you, Vertic, for basically linking my book up there. It will be in the description box below. So thanks, everybody, and I'll be back in a day or so. That's been Flat Earth British Flatterday show, where we've been looking at basically the possibility of electromagnetic events causing these mudfloods and terrible events in the early 1800s and earlier, and possibly ongoing throughout time, and they may have been the problem. Electromagnetic changes, which I sort of feel that, you know, that may be the case. You know, electromagnetic changes would fuck this place up right. So, love and light, and I'll see you on the next one. Okay, make sure to share this out as well, and like if you did like my show. Okay. See you soon, guys. Be good. Don't do anything I